Stream starting. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I knew he was going to hit these balls
I
far.
have chat over here. All right, this is great.
Yeah, it's got chat too. Isn't that cool? Like oh, I gotta push the stream thing. That way you show up on the actual stream. So that is now in.
Hello world.
Hello world. Do you remember writing that that sample code?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Way back when.
Every time you learn a new language, right? You got to figure out the hello world first.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so home run 456 was the biggest one, although I don't think there's anything over 480 yet.
Nope.
All right. It's good news for most of the people in chat. I think it's going to be an interesting. I asked the pin Discord today, like, which one did you want to see more? Did you want to see the beans or did you want to see CDUB do Wonderwall?
Yes. I instantly voted beans.
Of course. Naturally.
The one time you want to vote against yourself.
Right. That's great. That's funny. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, Seattle. I mean, have you ever been to the ballpark here? Like I
have not.
Yeah.
I've never been to Seattle.
Oh, you never been to Seattle? Ah, yeah. Well, I had not until last year.
Which I really need. My brother lives in Portland, and I've never been out to the Pacific Northwest, and I really need to get there before he moves or something.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to figure out what the longest home run in general is so far. Let me go cycle through these. So the longest by Guerrero so far. We're doing a bet, everybody. Those of you who are in the chat, we're doing a friendly wager of whether the longest home run in today's home run derby is going to be over or under 489 and a half feet. It's a lot of feet. So so far we've had some home runs from Rushman. Rushman's longest. Thank you for the 22-month gift sub. That's works. That's fantastic. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Wow, 22 months.
I know. I can't believe how long. I mean,
yeah.
So many of the folks that we met, we all kind of started around that same time, right?
I think I remember the day I was going back. I remembered when I was doing clips for the 1 year show. I actually was able to pinpoint the exact moment you followed this channel.
Oh yeah.
So you rated in when I was on with Irene, the first time.
Oh yeah.
That was July, like 2 years ago, almost. Like it was
awesome.
Isn't that cool? Yeah.
That's very cool.
So I remember that well. Then I remember Boyan when he rated for the first time in the middle of the Carmen San Diego stream, I think it was, and so yeah, it was good memories.
I remember. So for the longest time, Jamie was like my source for new streamers.
Oh yeah.
So I remember when she found you and when she found Boyan.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's cool. But yeah, two years is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's just nuts to see these numbers myself, and I mean you're seeing them too. I'm sure. Like you've been streaming almost as long, just about the same time I have, and it's kind of like wow, 20 months. It's like wow, I was just trying it. It's
sort of the same. I was doing restreams, so I was streaming mostly to Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't think anyone would want to watch me except maybe my family.
Right. I remember those. I remember this. I remember you mentioning that. Okay, so I have an update on the longest home run so far. I found a tracker. The one we just saw by Vlad Guerrero Jr. 470 feet is the longest so far.
That's the longest so far? Okay.
Yeah. That's pretty long. I mean, let's not make no mistake. That's a giant home run. Like that's a ton of feet.
I know. No, in a game, 470 would just be like, oh my god, right?
Yeah. So we'll keep an eyeball on it. This has been very fun so far, and the number of home runs we've been seeing so far. Oh, come here! What's going on, man? How you doing?
I think so, Jamie.
Oh my god, is that real? Take a bite.
Davy, or maybe you found Irene, and then Irene was on Davy, so we rated him. I know you found Irene.
Yeah. Right. This is a long time. It's funny. It was
I
only
can't
2
even
years
remember
ago.
what happened last week. You expect me to remember what happened 2 years ago?
It's so much has changed in 2 years. Like it's really.
Oh, right.
I know. Let's just start the stream. We should start already. We're just kind of just
Yeah,
doing this
let's go
already.
for
Like
it.
this is silly. We,
Guerrero's having a tough second round here.
oh no.
We can go
So
through.
he's got to get. He probably needs to get 6 home runs here in this round. He may need to get. I don't think he can do bonuses. Nope. He got one. Okay.
There you got one.
There's two. Oh, Brad. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the resub. Love those beef and cheddars. Oh my goodness. What's up? Kuya Sai, can we give a shout out to Kuya too? What's up? Jamie, good to see you, by the way. Let's do this. Here we go. And we're just all chatting, and we're just had this starting soon screen the whole time. Like,
Pro streamers, that's us.
I know. Hey everybody, it's good to see you again. I'm Davey. This is the Sandwich Show. Let's not waste any time. Our good friend cdubguitar is back. I'm so excited to have you back. CDUB, welcome in. Nice to see you again.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be here. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, and you can see we're in the middle of summer. It's still pretty bright where you are. That's
Yes.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't think the sun sets for another like 20 minutes or so, and then it'll be light for another 45 after that. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're saying hello to Breddington Frothing Slosh, and we're saying hello to Jamie888. It's so good to see you again, Jamie. Welcome in. Kuya Side Music. Oh my God, it's that real. Take a bite. It was the time. I took a photo of that back in 2012. But interesting you mentioned that. We're getting pretty close to Sandwich of the Week. We'll do that in about 5-ish minutes. So, yeah, it's great to see it. Yeah, I mean, we've had you on so many times for, like, a lot of different things, you know?
Yes.
Bork musicals.
Of course, the infamous Arby's Karaoke Night.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, and
good
then at
times.
TwitchCon, I was thinking about that today. You and I did that sort of impromptu TwitchCon stream from their machines. I can't remember what they called that area, but that was fun.
Oh, yeah, the Velveeta station. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yes,
TwitchCon was awesome.
the Velveeta station. Anything for marketing, right?
It works. It worked.
It's true. Do you still have that?
Do I still have the Velveeta? Absolutely. It's
The
a point
Velveeta
redeem.
little-
It's a point.
Yeah.
I made it a point redeem. Like, let me show you. Like, here it is. So here's the Velveeta, and so when you push the Velveeta button, I show this on screen, and then
That is awesome.
it's as simple as it is.
That's brilliant.
Yep. Let's see. I might have to turn. Yeah. See, I think I know what it. I feel like Streamlabs is what, like, my Streamlabs like dashboard thing is what's making this stutter.
Oh, could be. Yeah, you were
Yeah.
looking really good when we were backstage, but now that you're live, it's pixelated a little bit.
That was weird. Yeah.
So it might not be you, Kuya.
Yeah. Yeah. It could be. It could be my end actually. Yeah. My intersects here when I'm at work. Must be the walls. That's interesting. Must be the walls. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah. I mean, it's okay. I got my tracker back on. Mookie Betts has got to overcome a 24 home run deficit right now to beat Guerrero Jr. in this round. And Mookie's done some clutch things in his life, but
he can. I mean, I think he can do it because Guerrero had a couple of fairly significant dry spells when he was at bat.
true.
So if Betts can get on a roll,
There's two.
I mean, that's always the key, right?
Yeah.
If one of these guys inevitably gets on a roll where they hit like 15 home runs in a row or something ridiculous.
Yep.
Like here he goes. Look, he's
Oh my
up
gosh,
to
look
five.
at that one. Wow.
Ooh, that was an upper decker.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's a shame. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you, but usually during All-Star Week, I find the home run derby more entertaining than the game.
Oh, all the time. Always.
Yeah.
This is an actual contest. Like, the game is
Right.
just for show.
The game's an exhibition, right?
Yeah.
And it's built that way. I mean, it's supposed
Yeah.
to be, but yeah, the home run derby, people get pumped up for. Oh, and then one interesting fact about this year's, so in the past, they've sort of been, hey, Creative Star, how you doing, Maria?
Maria, so good to see you. Shout out, Maria, the creative star. Welcome in.
So in years past, they've sort of been lenient with the clock. Like if somebody threw, if the pitcher threw a pitch with like no time on the clock, a lot of times they'd still count it, things
Oh,
like that.
sure.
But there's been so much betting now that they're going to be, this year is the first year they're going to
Okay,
be super strict about it.
that is funny.
And they have like a dedicated ump that's all he does up in the skybox or whatever. And I think I read they can even go to replay in New York.
That's funny. That is funny. Just for the home run derby. But listen, there are a lot of things to bet on in this contest, you know?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
no, it's big money.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I follow Darren Ravel
Uh-huh.
on Twitter, which you and I were talking
We have
about
been
earlier.
talking about Twitter for sure. Yes.
He was a sports reporter for a while, but then now his beat was always sort of the gambling beat. So he always has cool updates of things like that.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's true. I thought he was kind of like the financing, but you're saying it's just straight up gambling. Okay, that makes
Now
sense.
he is. Yeah. I think before he was like he did gambling, but he also did finance, like contract structures, salary cap,
Right.
like all the numbers stuff. He's a numbers guy.
Yeah.
But now he works for I'm pretty sure he works for one of the betting companies, or at least is sponsored by.
Are we
them.
gambling now? We are. We're gambling beans. We're either gambling beans or Wonderwall. We're going to find out who's going to end up winning after this. So far, the longest home run in this contest has been 470 feet. If there is a home run longer than 489 feet, CDUB has to play Wonderwall for all of us tonight during the stream. We'll find out in a few minutes. But if he does not, then your friend Davy will have to take 5 bad beans in a row. And even if it's a good bean, you have to keep going until you get to 5 beans. So
yes,
that's what's on. Should I place an 11-cent bet? Yes.
And let me say that all I wanted was Davy to eat beans until he got one bad one, and Davy himself put the 5 up there. So
yeah.
If he starts complaining about it later, it's his own fault.
It is my fault. I did that to myself. And because here's the thing. 90% of the time I reach into that jar, I'm getting a bad bean. So it's like that's too easy for everybody. Like that's just I need to add to the entertainment value of that bet.
What do you suppose the percentages are in a package? I mean, do they say they shoot for 50-50?
I've seen a number listed somewhere. It's definitely not 50-50. I could have told you that anyway, just from my own experience. But it's got to be like 70-30. I think it's 70%.
That bad, huh?
I really do think so. Yeah, because by the creative star as asked, how are you? I'm doing well. It's good to see you. I mean, it's a complicated question because a complicated response because like work has been ragged, but I might be getting a new IRL job pretty soon, so I'm very excited about that. CDUB, how are things on your end?
Well, interesting you say that. It is a tough question, but right now things are great. 2023 did not start off the best, but it's gotten a lot better as time has gone on. Oh, you know what I didn't do because the lights were so bright is let me turn on my ring.
Oh yeah, so I thought you were going for like a mood, I guess. It was like shadowy mood. Like, oh, there you go. Okay, cool. Good to see you. Hello. I see your face again.
Yeah, I'm actually here.
So let's see. Mookie took a break. So why don't we take 1, 2, 4? You have your sandwich ready with you?
I do.
All right, let's do it. It's time for
the reveal.
Let's do it. Time for the sandwich of the week. We couldn't wait, y'all. So if people come in later, we'll show it to them again. But first, I'm going to give it to CDUB for his sandwich of the week. I think it's going to be a banger, folks.
Yes, I think so too. Here it comes. It is a Culver's Butter Burger, double deluxe. So it's got cheese, mayonnaise, onion, lettuce, tomato. And then I paired it with some Wisconsin deep fried cheese curds.
Nice.
Which I gotta say, these aren't actually a good representation of Wisconsin cheese curds. In my opinion, they're like the commercialized McDonald's version. if you have to go to like a random bar in Nowheresville, Wisconsin, to get really good cheese curds.
That does track. Is what? How would you? This is like an actual like journalist question, but how would you compare cheese curds vis-a-vis poutine? Because poutine also has cheese curds in it.
Yeah, well, in poutine, it's part of the meal. With these, it's definitely a side item. A lot of times, people get cheese curds as like an appetizer. And so, I would say that's the biggest difference. And then I don't think in poutine, are they breaded or are they just?
No, it's. I don't even think they're fried or breaded. They're just kind of.
Right.
They're kind of fried, but yeah. Oh,
But
that.
these are deep fried and breaded
Ooh. Like tots.
and yummy.
They look amazing. It's funny. I did go to Culver's one time. It was when I was in Denver because they had a location all the way in Denver. So I went to visit my buddy in Denver, our good friend Coach. So I went to see Coach, and I had the Culver's. It was really really good, but I did not know about the cheese curds. That's a great. I'd love to try them. Yeah.
Well, I know we've talked about this before, Davey, but we got to get you to Wisconsin.
Yeah, I'm with it.
And we'll get you some real cheese curds.
Yeah, I'm in. Let's go. Wait. So is Wisconsin still in the Big Ten? Are they gonna be in the Big Ten in 2024? I don't even know anymore.
Yes, they are. We'll be traveling to UCLA because obviously that's a great Midwestern traditional school. But we are still in the Big Ten for now.
Okay. I know. What is even the Big Ten or the SEC?
I mean, why even call it the Big Ten now? There's going to be what, like 18 schools?
I've heard that before, but it never gets old for me. It's like
it really doesn't. I mean, when they went to 14, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, and that's when they changed their logo.
Right.
So it doesn't like say the word 10. It's just kind of hidden in there.
Yeah, I think I remember when they had 11. This is when they got Penn State for whatever reason. They had Penn State in there.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, it was Penn State and Nebraska.
Yeah.
I think were the ones that put them over 10.
Right. And so they had...
And at the time, it was like, oh man, how is Wisconsin ever going to compete with these blue blood, always good opponents? And the first time Nebraska came to Wisconsin, I actually got tickets to the game, and we just gave them a beatdown. And they were supposed to be great. So, I mean, I'm not going to be some sort of Big Ten apologist. As overall, we are not an upper tier.
You are
football.
now because we got USC going over there. But
well, yeah, but you know what I mean. Historically speaking,
yeah.
It's usually Ohio State.
Oh, you mean Wisconsin? Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So I mean, the Big Ten as a whole. It's the Breddington's got it right. The Big Ten West is pretty weak.
East is always the better division.
And the East is always the better division.
I would just give it Brett shit. I mean, Penn State's actually pretty good now, especially since they've had Franklin there. Like they've been pretty legit actually. Like they've been solid.
Well, no, and that's what I was going to say. So they brought in these teams and did the realignment with West and East, and it was, everyone thought, oh gosh, the teams in the West are never going to go anywhere. And admittedly, we've never, beaten Ohio State to get to a championship, but we have won some Big Ten championship games, and we have shown that in fits and starts we can compete. So the big thing this year with Wisconsin, if we're going to talk football, is new head coach and totally different philosophy than Wisconsin has had pretty much ever.
Right. We'll get to that in a second. I forgot to give you my sandwich of the week, though. So.
Yeah, sorry. Here I am monopolizing the Wisconsin time.
No worries. I'm actually very excited to get into that. Hold on, I dropped my fork. I don't know what that means. Does that mean I have to eat with my hands now? I guess it does.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
3-second rule.
3 second. The fork? I guess so.
Oh, that was a long shot.
Islander Jason, it's so good to see you tonight. Well, it's nice to see you again, my friend. How you doing, my friend? We miss you
What's
and
up,
vibing.
Jason?
Hope you're doing well out there. Now, here, I think they were in chat a couple days ago, too, so it was really good to see you all again. So if you just get the damn thing focused, this is a beef and cheddar.
That's what I was thinking.
On a toasted French bread.
Oh.
This is good stuff, folks. I have some blue tortilla chips and some watermelon to complete the summer motif. I'm also drinking this Kona Brewing Company Big Wave Golden Ale.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
And back to Maria and Brad. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. Jamie, it's good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. King says, where's the cheese? Right here, my friend. It's got some cheddar. Oh, maybe. Oh, I see. Maybe not enough. Well, thank you, Adam. Thank you, Jason. But yeah, your Culver's looks amazing. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to Wisconsin.
Here's a little close up of it.
Oh,
partially.
Hold on.
You can see all the innards. And Culver's, I don't know if you know, Davy, but they call these butter burgers, but basically it just means they put butter on the bun when they toast it so that it toasts up a little nicer and, adds anything to add more fat, right?
Of course. Holy shit, these home runs right now. Like, this is... Okay, that didn't actually make it out of the park, but Julio...
Says, wow, 32.
32. Wow. I would say have fun with that Pete Alonso, but Alonso stepped at the plate before in this situation in years past, so I think he can actually beat this. We'll see.
Oh, yeah. Was he still the favorite?
As far as I know, it was kind of close. It was like him and it was either, I think the other guy was either Rodriguez or it was Vladdy Guerrero Jr. And
yeah, that's what I saw too. They were kind of going back and forth.
Oh my god, this sandwich is so good. Oh my, wow.
That's awesome. And then Breddington, I don't know if you saw, King Dambreaker, you were asking where the cheese was. I also have cheese curds.
That looks really good.
And Jamie, I have no idea what round they're in.
They are in round 2. Man, still no look. Ah, dang it. Korea, so sorry. That internet can be a bitch, depending on where you are. It's always a... Okay, so Julio had 32 home runs. His longest home run was 452 feet. Amazing stuff. King says
still
cheese.
Looking good for the beans.
Yeah, very much so. Cheese curds, you are my
the other
hero.
thing I didn't know, and I think I mentioned to you, I didn't really have time to look into it at all, is like, how does the ball carry in Seattle's ballpark?
Well, it was an interesting question because you have a couple things working weather-wise. As you can see, it's an overcast night out there.
Yeah, and the flags look dead, so
Yeah.
there must not be much wind.
It's definitely
it's like you look at the records and they're all like Colorado. Like the first top, I think
Right.
I want to say the top 5 of the top 10 longest home runs in a home run derby were in Colorado when they were there.
It would make sense. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Smiles has been in this ballpark. That's cool.
Smiles, it's good to see you again. Well, hello there. They sell cheese curds for $12 a bag here. Damn highway Robert for low effort cheese. I mean, I gotta give him credit for trying, right, in Philadelphia, right, Brett? But yeah, that's kind of weak. Like, I would assume that would be like $6 or $7, So I don't know
what a bag of curds costs nowadays. It's not that much though.
I didn't realize that Rodriguez hadn't even finished his round yet. He's in his bonus time. Dude's gonna have 40 home runs.
Easy.
Oh my goodness.
41, and he's going to get one more cut.
I think that's going out too. No, not quite.
Oh, it didn't quite make it. Warning track.
Wow.
But still, 41 is going to be... Alonso's got his work cut out for him.
Yeah, big time.
Hey, Joe.
So Brett says, great to see you all. Thanks for joining us. Creative Star says,
Yes,
anyway,
valid.
here's Wonderwall. Could be happening soon. All joking salad. Great to see you. Ooh, cheese jet. Absolutely. And there's no better authority on cheese than our friend cdubguitar from the, what do you call it? The dairy state? Like, what is Wisconsin known as officially?
Yep.
Nice.
We are the dairy state.
Cool. Like, what's your favorite cheese?
You know, what's interesting is that I'm not into the real, like strong cheeses. I like mine more mellow because I like them as a compliment, not as a the main taste in something. So I tend more towards like the Munster and the pepper jack. I love pepper jack cheese. That's probably my favorite. And that's Colby Jack cheese with usually either jalapenos or habanero flakes mixed into it. And so that's really good because you get the cheese and the dairy, which makes you able to take more heat. I've actually had them with I did have a block with ghost peppers.
That sounds great.
Mixed in. That was good. It was good.
See, King agrees. Now he really is a hero. I'm telling you.
Well, thank you, King.
Well, we have a sports fan with us tonight, so we can absolutely answer your question, Smile. Smile says, how come the Mets are so bad this year? I saw last month and a bit ago they were in last place, but have they gotten better? Yes, they have. They played really well the last 2 weeks. Some really good series victories, especially the one against Arizona. Like, that was a very good series victory. I don't follow baseball. I'm like, no worries, we got your back. As to why the Mets haven't been better, that's a very complex question. I think one of the things about their pitching staff is that it's pretty old. Like, they've got Verlander and Scherzer. That would have been great like 10 years ago, but it's 2023. Right? Like, these guys are old. Like,
yes. Yeah, they've had big time injury problems. And I think, you know, this happens in every sport. You can't just throw 7 superstars onto a team and expect them to have chemistry.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And baseball, while it maybe doesn't show as much as like a basketball, chemistry's big. I mean, you're with these people for 6 months and you get, you know, like a dozen days off that time, literally. And so if you don't like who you're working with or playing with, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And so I think that's part of their problem as well. But so the first game I got to go to this year was actually the day after opening the home opener, and it was against the Mets, and the Brewers hit back-to-back home runs.
Wow.
Which is absolutely insane. And then 2 innings later followed it up with back-to-back home runs. So 5 home runs in the game.
Dude, that's crazy.
It was absolute craziness. Well, and what was really the only thing that kind of sucked about it was even though not Miller Park anymore, American Family Field, aka Miller Park, has a roof. There was some severe thunderstorms in the area, so attendance was pretty low, even though it was the day after the home opener. So that was like the only downside, is there weren't 20,000 fans to cheer, but still, what a crazy game.
Oh yeah, I mean, what? Those are always fun games to have when you have weird things crazy things like that happen. Alonso's now looking good here. He's stuck on 11. He's gonna take his time out. He's got a minute 21 on his clock for this round. Just to answer Jamie's question, we're in round 2 of the home run derby. We're trying to see who hits the longest home run and how long it is. The over-under is 489.5. The longest so far has been 470. So the under is currently winning. So if they can get over 489 feet in a home run tonight, then our friend CDUB's going to play Wonderwall tonight during stream. If not, then I will be forced into 5 bad beans this evening.
What's your bet, Jamie?
Did you hit the over or the under in that? I forgot it already. It was only like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, I didn't see what she was betting.
Well, she bet the over or the under 480. I think it was like 479. I think she bet the over 479.
Oh, she got a different.
She.
Oh,
It's a live
you
odds.
got it
Live
for
odds.
479. I see.
So she bet it like in the middle of the Derby for this round.
Yeah.
So.
So that's interesting, Davey. That's the betters aren't in your favor then if they moved the.
Yeah, it's not looking good for me.
They moved it back that far.
Kings as beans during Wonderwall. That would be hilarious.
Oh God! Ultimate punishment.
Salad says, sounds like you should save room for dessert. I'm with it. That's a. Wait, is that basically saying that? Yeah, that's a beans comment. Yeah, that's funny. That's well played, Salad. Now, how long was that one? He's still got a long way to go. I don't think it's gonna happen here, folks. 38 seconds. Wow. So
Yeah, I think Alonso's going to be eliminated here.
That's too bad. Like he's been a big cornerstone of the home run derby this decade, and well, that went out. Wow, barely.
I mean, he does get both bonuses, so I think he gets what, an extra minute.
Oh, he's got extra 30 seconds. You're right. So that could keep him in the game. Yeah, if he can get this up to like 20.
Right. I
He'll have a
don't think
shot.
it's going to happen.
Okay, that one might go. Nope.
No.
That one?
No, you might.
That one's out. How about that one?
All right, 18.
Yep. Can you get one more?
Oh, that one looks pretty
Does
good.
that
His
count?
last one?
Is that inside the
Oh,
clock?
you didn't like it, though.
Ooh,
Oh, it made it.
he got it.
Not too far.
So 19? So that's like 13 to at least tie him.
In a minute? Ugh, that's a
30 seconds,
ask.
I think.
I think you get,
Oh, you get.
I think-
Oh, you get an extra
I think
30
you
seconds.
get 2 30-second bonuses.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think.
No, you're right, because I think you get 30 seconds anyway, and then like the extra 30 seconds would be if you get the two 440s, and he did. So,
Right.
longest home run for Pete Alonso so far, 457. So, still not anywhere near Wonderwall territory. So, Salad, I believe, is quite on point with the comment.
Dessert time.
Smile says, highlight baseball game. I got to go to Blue Jays in the 90s and seeing Devon White. I remember Devon White. Remember Devon White? Yeah, Devo.
Yeah.
I remember him. He used to be, I think he was on the Dodgers for a little bit.
There appears to be a wall around Wonderwall.
Yeah, nice. Okay, there's one. He's going to need another 11. Wow, line drive. That's going to be enough.
Oh, and his pitcher's letting him down.
Yeah, what are these pitchers? He's throwing all these curveballs. Put it in
Right?
the middle.
Like it literally has movement.
You're right. It's like you're not trying to get him out.
Like, what are you doing tailing it out for him? Come on.
Okay, there you go. So there's a 21. Oh, it's gonna take a lot. He's down. He's still down by 20.
20.
No, this is
There's no way. No, he's not even gonna get to
not enough
30.
time now.
And he's just following.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, Seaman, what's going on? Are they throwing underhand?
Hey,
Pretty much. Pretty much. These are some softball pitches. Oh, that's good. If you guys want to catch this, you can tune into either TSN in Canada or ESPN or in the US if you happen to be in North America. If you are not, you might find an international feed of this game on one of your regional on one of your sports networks.
yeah, I want to say they have. Well, I know they do the All-Star game internationally. I would assume they do this too.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we just established that this is a bigger deal than the game, really.
Right, that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
I think they'd be stupid not to.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely follow Steven Friend. Steven Friend's an awesome friend of ours here on the
Yeah,
Show.
Seaman is a great.
Good stream.
Seaman has been such an awesome supporter of my stream.
Yeah.
So I really and the other cool thing about Steeman is when he wins a Marlboro race, he has given me some really good live learns, like ones that have become almost standards. So I really appreciate that because one of the interesting things, and I've talked to other musicians about this, is like we're terrible at picking songs. Like it's actually good when the queue's open and you all in the community tell us what to play, because some of us, me specifically, don't like picking songs and what to play next, and are we get your choice, and I'm like, ugh, now what?
That's a lot of pressure too. It's almost like you're being put on a spot in a situation, right?
Right. And so I really I really appreciate whenever Steamy wins because I know he's going to come with something good.
All right, question. I hope we're homos in the chat as I ask this question. So there's a movie about the atomic bomb, Oppenheimer, about to open in theaters. Do you think it could be a box office bomb?
I mean, I think there's a chance.
Sorry.
I don't have a good pulse on the movie industry anymore. Like that's one of the things that I've just kind of let slide over the years. I used to keep really close track, and I used to go to movies like the day they opened, and like a buddy of mine and I would a lot of times go on Friday afternoon to see whatever movie premiered because it wouldn't be as packed unless it was something huge. And so I saw a ton of movies in college, like when they came out. And so I had a much better, nice. I like this chat.
I love the chat's really on top of this. This is great. King says it is a box office bomb. Literally. Absolutely. And
literally.
Steven says, I hear the reviews are nuclear. That's
well,
awesome.
I'm afraid people won't want to go because they've heard the movie's radioactive. But
oh gosh, that's great. I'm glad the chat picked up on that though. Smile says, "Who's gotten close to hitting the scoreboard? We want to feel the dreams hit." Vladdy, right? Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Vladdy's got the longest. Yep.
Yeah, he's definitely challenged that scoreboard. Just wait till they turn off the AC. Oh no!
Right.
Exactly.
What movie is this? Jamie says.
They should show this commercial for Oppenheimer. And it's kind of interesting because like most of the people I've talked to, including myself, I haven't been to a movie in years. Like not years, like say a year.
I just went to one. The new Spider-Verse movie.
Oh, okay. What'd you think of it?
Oh my God, is it good?
Nice.
So good. It has so it's animated. But the visual style is really cool and really draws you in. And there's just a ton of things you have to pay attention to because they'll flash words up on the screen. They'll put other Easter eggs in there to other Marvel movies or other, Marvel canon. And it's an excellent, excellent movie. I highly recommend it if you are into Spider-Man or any of the Marvel stuff, or if you're just into like anime or animated movies.
I think it's cool because like I saw the original Into the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yep.
And it was great. So I love that it's continuing the greatness.
Yeah. See, Steamy says he doesn't movie, and he wants to see it. So, yeah, I can't remember when I was at a theater before that.
And now we're getting basically latent Japan references.
Yes.
I'm not gonna. I do want this to be a safe space, so I'm not gonna continue that journey.
Speaking of things that are radioactive and you don't want to touch.
I mean, I see the humor in it for sure, but I'm just like, next.
Yeah, maybe not.
Smile says, last movie I went to was Cocaine Bear.
Oh, that's
it was ridiculously good. I love it. Yeah, CDUB for the save for sure, King. You're right. You're absolutely right. Jamie says, haven't been in the movie theater since 2012, which I mean, in 2023, I don't really blame you. I mean, I haven't been in a movie theater since 2022. So, I don't think I've been this calendar year, have I?
Yeah, there's just not that draw anymore. I mean,
it's a lot of work.
Everyone has a big TV. Everyone has a sound system, and most movies end up on streaming pretty quickly. So, it's kind of like, why would I subject myself to overpriced popcorn and all the hassle?
I mean, I like the bigger screen. There's no question. Like, it's a great
Oh,
experience.
for sure, for
You
sure.
know,
And like
but
this one, like I said, it's so visually stunning that it's worth seeing on the big screen. But
Steve.
it'll be fine if you don't. But it's
Mhm.
definitely a an upgrade.
Steven says the last movie I saw in a theater, there wasn't sound in them. That's great.
Steamy.
Yeah, we're not buying it either, Steven. We're not that old. It's funny. Um. Okay. Let's see where we're at. So see that we have a good. We, I do want to mention you have after your journey as a musician has taken you to your first single release. I'm excited. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
What an
Yeah.
exciting moment this must be for you. Tell us more about it.
Yeah. So, I've had a goal for 2023 to release some music and have it, professionally done, produced. And like I said, 2023 just started out really rough for me because New Year's Day I got a kidney stone that basically shut me down until March, and then just as I was getting back up, I got COVID. So the year didn't really start with me for me until almost May, and so I was kind of down on things, and I wasn't sure if this was going to happen, but the the Fever to Tell team, which I'm a part of, that Sashi originally put together, is so awesome. And LJP Luke is on that team, and he offered to produce it for me. So I've got the guitar part I've sent to him. I was gonna do the vocals, but then we got the smoke from the Canadian wildfires, so it really affected my voice. But now that's cleared out, um, and then I'm going on a big vacation here in a week, so the release will. I'm hoping we can get things wrapped up in August, and then it'll be released sometime in September, and I'm super excited about it.
I am too, and I have to give you a lot of congrats on that. What an exciting process that'll be. Um, and we've seen so many of our friends do it, so to be
Yeah.
part of that, it just that warms my heart too. Like I think it's really great, and I firmly am confident in LJP's magic. LJP is a pretty solid record producer. If you may,
Oh, he is
absolutely.
he is amazing. So
Mm-hmm.
I was thrilled when he offered um, his services up because I'll be honest, I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to recording at all. I did my one song I made for Maria actually,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it sounds okay, but it's certainly not something that's worthy of going up on a Spotify or putting out on Apple Music or anything like that. So to have someone who's got such a great track record um, to work with is great, and I'm sure he'll be able to teach me a ton of things, and even if he doesn't teach me, he'll be able to make some magic happen. So we'll see. I'm excited to see what he and I are able to come up with.
It's gonna be great. Yeah. So mods, let's go ahead and shout out. There's an LJP command. Let's roll with it because our friend Luke is definitely
Yeah,
solid.
anyone who's not following Luke should take care of that for
Thousand
sure.
percent, 1000%. Like he's such a
Oh,
for
thank you, Marie.
for what he does. And yeah, I appreciate you too, Maria. It's great to see the enthusiasm for your new single. It's good stuff. Thanks everybody. Yeah. Um. Yeah, but follow Luke because like Luke is cool. Like he makes it seem so effortless. Like he can
Right?
shred so amazingly, and it looks like he's not even trying. Like it's pretty
Oh yeah.
ridiculous.
No, I know. It's it 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 reminds me in a good way, not in a discouraging way, but it just reminds me of how much work and time it takes to really master something,
Hmm.
and make it look that effortless. He's put in the time, and and it shows. And I really appreciate people like that, um, and especially when they're such great people. He's not. Some people get so pretentious about music, and Like they want to hold all the information and not teach or show people what they do or how they do it, you know?
Right.
And I like meeting people like Luke who I admire and as far as a musician goes, look up to him. And also he's just a great guy and fun to just hang out.
For
So
sure, for sure. Brad, welcome in. It's good to see you, Brad. Well, shout out, Brad. Nice to see you again, Brad. Hope you're doing well.
hey Brad,
Good friend,
what's
Brad.
going on?
Yeah. Can't hear you, but I think it's my travel setup. Not sure why the Kings keep tripping. Brad, I hope you're doing all right. Hope you're safe though. If you're in the middle of turbulence or anything. Exactly. My three times bits. Uh-oh. That's gonna be crazy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Does he do this in your stream too? He comes in and just bombs me.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll be jonesing for a marbles game, so he'll just fill up whatever, whether it's the bits goal or the subs goal, he'll just fill it up because he wants to play marbles.
Oh, nice.
Which I totally appreciate.
That is cool.
So yeah,
Very
Brad's a
kind
great supporter
Good friend.
of other streamers.
I've had the privilege of meeting Brad in person too. He's an awesome
Oh
dude.
really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
He was here in town. He was like here in my neighborhood, and we're just hanging out.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Very
Good
cool.
times. Good times. I wanted to thank the creative store for a 19-month resub too. By the way, I'm sorry I didn't mention that earlier, but extremely kind of you, Maria. Thank you so much for your resub.
Ooh, 442.
Yep. I would love if you could interview a music producer of people's music, how crisp they make the sounds on albums. I don't get how they do it. I would love to know. I've got good news for you, Smiles. Next week's interview is exactly a music producer. Exclamation point upcoming. You'll see. We're going to hang out with Always Andy, who is a music producer. And I would be glad to ask that question to him. So you've come to us at a fortuitous time. Like, it's going to be great to hear the ins and outs. And for the record, we've had Luke on too. So it's,
Yep.
we have great. This whole month's gonna be amazing. Like, it's gonna be good times. Yeah, but just hop on by next week. We'll be there. I think that is a Tuesday the 18th. So we'll gladly catch up on that situation. My Smiles, absolutely. Come on in and feel free to ask that question. Feel free to pick his brain too. It'll be really fun to hang out with a good friend.
Well, and the other thing I was going to mention, Smiles, is there are producers who stream while they're working, and you can learn a ton from them.
This is true. Oh, Brad, thank you so
really,
much. Oh my goodness.
Really see how they operate and what they're doing. A lot of them, some of them for me anyway, they work almost too fast, like they're too good, and you can't. It's more watching and listening than actually learning a lot. But other ones will answer your questions and go slow, or go back to something and explain how they got there. So I can't, of course, on the spot now, I can't think of anybody, but I know I've found streams like that different times. Well, the one person I can think of doesn't stream anymore, but
Right. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it off and on. Like, our friend Jillian Hayek has actually shown some of the Ableton process. It's not exactly the same thing, but it's pretty close. Like, it's the same
similar
idea.
concept for sure.
All right. So, Brad, thank you for the 400 bits. Yeah, that was supposed to be 100. I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you so much for that accidental 400 bit cheer. I appreciate you. Now Rosa Reina has set the bar high here in this next round. I think this is still round 2. 35 home runs.
Yeah, he's got one more shot. Oh, got a bad pitch. Come on.
That might go out though.
I think he got too far under it.
No. So 35 is the number to beat for Luis Robert Jr. He can do it. 41 is tough, but 35 is it's gettable. It's not easy, but it's gettable. Smile says, I have got Ableton too. You are right. It is a good program, but not the same. No, round 2, we still have one. I think we have one batter to go in round 2. So the number you
Jamie,
said
don't you have the internet? You could look this up, You should be telling us what's going on. We're streaming over here.
That's all right.
What mod are you?
I got it all here. That's funny. That's funny.
She did say she was going to troll us, so I think it's only fair to troll back.
That's fair too. I'm modding. You're watching TV. Listen, I'm not. I didn't position this in any other form. We are definitely watching TV as we speak. Right?
Yes.
There's no question.
Not gonna lie, I've got YouTube TV up on my other screen over here.
Yeah. I will corroborate the opinion though that this is a big ballpark, because this is a big ballpark. I took the light rail into town when I was here in September last year, or when I was in Seattle in September last year, and yeah, big baseball park. You know.
Oh really?
Yeah. The only shame of it is I wasn't there long enough to go see a game, but I could do that this year. We'll see how it goes. Like it would be very interesting to go over there and see what happens here. Now, so
All right. So here's your guy,
yeah,
Davy. He's got the longest so far. He's your man. You got to get behind him.
yeah, for sure. So Jamie, this is for your bet too. So you need him to hit a 480-foot home run, but he can do it. He's got one home run so far. Where if you're tracking the home run derby, everybody on ESPN, if you have access to ESPN, you can catch the action too. 3 home runs so far. Nothing over 4. Wait a second.
461.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
that one went far.
That might have been it. 461. Okay. I think the tracker's ahead of me. I think we're about to see a giant home run pretty soon.
Oh really?
Yeah. Take a look. That
Oh,
one?
was it
Is that the one?
No,
No.
that's coming down.
So there's a 461 so far. Well, I just missed it. I might have missed it.
So he hit 2 over 440.
Oh, that one.
484.
That one. Jamie, you won your bet.
Amy, you won your bet.
You won your bet. 484. It didn't look like 484.
It really didn't.
I guess it's because he hit it all the way to center field.
Yeah, how deep is their center field?
401.
Oh, it's
401
not
to
terrible.
center.
Miller Park, American Family Field. Miller Park's 400.
Mm-hmm. Dodger Stadium's
But
395.
They modified that at some point. They put in that cutout in
Mm-hmm.
center field to make it deeper.
31 cents. Go, Jamie. Let's go.
Woohoo!
484.
Drinks on Jamie.
Is Dodgers the biggest one? I don't think so. I think the biggest. I think Coors Field is 415, but what the hell difference does it make? Because the air is so thin. It's like.
Right. So I've been to a ball game there.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Last year when I went to the Humphreys McGee show at Red Rocks, the Sunday they played Friday, Saturday. So the Sunday I actually got tickets to the Colorado baseball game, and that was fun. They're terrible. So I was like 5 rows behind home plate.
Wow.
And I don't remember what they were, but they weren't that expensive.
Wow. No, I believe that. They are miserable right now. Probably giving away
yeah.
tickets. Like, they're like, hey, you want to come to the game? We'll pay you to come in there.
Right? Yeah, the only team worse is the A's.
Yeah,
the A's are legitimately the worst franchise, probably in
Sports.
pro sports in the United States.
Ooh, that is a comment, because like I know the Pirates have been so miserable for such a long time, but they are actually.
Yeah, but the
okay.
Pirates are good this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're actually pretty good.
And even when they were terrible, the Pirates still had a newer ballpark that they got through.
That's true.
And fans.
Yeah.
And like
well,
I saw earlier this year that you can't sit in some of the press area because there's a possum that lives there.
Wow.
At the Oakland
Really?
Stadium. Yeah. So it's almost comically bad. And their reward is they get to move to Las Vegas and get a bunch more money.
I don't know if the fans I mean, I've been talking with my friends about that. We don't know. We have no idea if this is going to work or not. Like
Right.
the Raiders absolutely works because you can get people to fly easily from LA and Oakland. I don't think you really get that with the A's, so it's
Yeah, and the other thing I feel like football is like it's such a limited schedule
yeah,
that people will go to a game in Vegas just because they're going to be in Vegas.
yeah, it's true. It's true. You can
Where I'm
plan.
not sure if anyone's going to be like, "Woo, let's go to the A's game," or we could go to the pool and just people watch.
That's exactly my thought.
Hmm.
I'm like, dude, are you going to Las Vegas to watch baseball?
Right.
Like, you have to really go out of your way to do that. Like, even with the location they proposed a location that basically it was either next to Tropicana or the Tropicana Hotel, or it is the Tropicana, or like they're gonna destroy it and make it a baseball stadium.
Oh, okay.
But still, it's like,
Yeah.
would you do?
Well, and I mean, I guess their hockey team is somewhat similar, but again, their hockey team's been good, so it's not like
Mhm.
you're supporting some sort of dumpster fire of a franchise.
Well, the
Um,
thing that's important here is that the team was made like there was no like there's no move like they made it
Right.
it is specifically created in Las Vegas like it's
Right, exactly.
yeah.
And so that's because I've heard that as some people throw that out as sort of a comparison. They'll be like, well, people they go to the hockey, and you can't really, it's not really apples to apples because
Mhm.
it was an expansion franchise, so there was no legacy of good or bad,
Yeah.
and they've done a really good job of marketing it and promoting it, and the team has been really good. So I'm skeptical of baseball in Vegas,
Oh,
but
very much so.
maybe I'll be wrong.
And I think just to your other point that I would also make the point that football is a exciting sport sometimes to watch. Cause I think it's kind of there are some great plays in football. Obviously, it's a really marketable sport. Same situation.
Right.
And now hockey is a fast sport. It's really there's fights. It's so you can definitely get behind that. Basketball is exciting too. A lot of exhilarating dunks and passes and shots. Summer League's over there in Vegas right now, actually, as we speak. But so that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm acting like I'm like, oh, gonna watch all these games. I watched like a little bit of one last night. I'm like, I don't know any of the players on the team, so I'm gonna be a fraud if I get into that too much. But I want to. I want to get to know all these cool new players that are on all these all these NBA teams. And Wembayana is obviously the big name over there, but look at that later.
Right.
But so anyway, baseball is much tougher to sell to young people compared to other sports. Although I will say, there's definitely things to sell. Like it can be a really fun sport, and now with like the pitch clock and everything, it's actually become a very watchable product again. And I'm really
Yeah. Oh man, the rule changes they made this year have been so good.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely. So I'm into it. Like it's
I'm waiting to see how they screw it up because they find a way. But
they tend to do that. Let's catch up on chat. I'm sorry we've been so focused on this home run derby, but I don't think we got any made big home runs in this round.
no,
So the longest home run so far has been 484, tantalizingly close, but not quite 490, which is what we need for Wonderwall tonight. But from the chat, we have the Detroit Lions. I think is a good one, or maybe the Cardinals too. But the Lions absolutely, because the Lions have done nothing like in the playoffs.
oh yeah,
Yes.
they haven't won the division since 1993.
That's terrible. Like
That's just insane.
you can't. You have to try to do that in the NFL. Like it's
Yes.
so like a lot of teams that even aren't that good make the playoffs. Like for the Lions to consistently be as bad as they are is remarkable in a lot of ways. So we're into the final round. It looks like.
It's remarkable in all the wrong ways, right?
Oh no. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I don't mean that as a good thing. That's not a compliment. That's not a compliment. I promise. Like, let's see. So congratulations on your 31-cent win, Jamie. That's a win's a win. That's the way I would put that.
I mean, that's what you tripled your money. That's good.
It's huge.
If you just keep doing that, in no time you'll be a thousandaire.
Yeah. And interesting about Smiles is Seattle Park rated the best in Major League Baseball. I mean,
That's cool.
it's a pretty nice park. Yeah, I wouldn't argue that.
I'll
I would
try to
always
get
feel
there.
like PNC tends to be the one that gets talked about as the best baseball park, but I'm sure it's up there too. So, move the A's to Montreal. I'd be up about that too. Like, move the A's to like a city that wants baseball for sure. Um,
Right?
that's definitely a good call. Montreal is so unfair. It's like they
Well,
had the fans. They just got no support from their ownership. Like people
yes,
blame.
exactly. The ownership is the problem with the A's.
Mhm.
It's not necessarily Oakland. I
No,
mean, the the city would like them, but they're also not going to, roll out $20 billion or whatever they were asking for
yeah.
in subsidies to build a new stadium.
I always support that side of it. Like, there's
So do I.
no reason for anybody to have to pay tax dollars for a multi-billion-dollar owner to build a stadium. That's ridiculous. Like, that should never be allowed.
Right.
No one should ever be willing to do that.
Well, and especially nowadays, like I could, in the like say 70s, early 80s,
Hmm.
when sports franchises weren't worth that much money and the owners weren't all some of the richest people in the world, then I could maybe see an argument for it. But in today's sports, major league sports, everybody is super rich and getting richer every year.
Yeah. Hmm.
And it's I mean, not to get off not to get way off on a thing here, but it's just, it's representative of how our society works right now. The rich get richer and they get the breaks, and the us little guys are just kind of left holding the bag.
I know, and it's
And Oakland said no. You got to give them respect for that. They're
I
like,
do
no,
too. And
we're
they're
not doing that.
honestly, it's kind of a net negative for the city as far as the community is concerned right now. Like they're just kind
Yeah,
of
it's a drag, right?
absolutely like
Yeah,
I
get
hadn't
rid
been
of
to
the
a game in
bums.
a while, but even when I went in 2015, it was like, damn, dude, like this is like this is sad. It's just like
Yeah,
you
there's a
know.
possum living in the press box.
I mean, that just says it all, folks. It really does. So, Steven says, Las Vegas residents are so good to their sports teams. So far, so good. Yeah, absolutely. Smile says Montreal is supposed to host half of Rays games. I actually remember that, but then COVID
Yes,
happened.
I remember that too. So
Kind of.
I have an uncle that lives in the Tampa area. So I keep track of the Rays and a little bit the hockey team. But yeah, I remember when they were talking about that, and that's another. Uh, I don't remember what it's called now, but where the Rays play is kind of a dump. Um,
Tropicana Field. I think
it
that's
is
what it's called.
Tropicana still.
I
Okay.
think it's still Tropicana Field. I'm not
I
sure,
used to
but
go to arena football games there when
hmm
I spent a summer in college living with my uncle down there,
hmm
and we got season tickets to their arena football team, and it was in that same stadium. And even then, it was kind of like it's okay. And this was in probably 95 or 96 maybe, um, and it's still the same crap shoot. But that was before they even had a baseball team. So
oh wow, it was that long? It was before the Rays. Wow.
yeah, and so they did a bunch of upgrades when the Rays started,
It's
but
yeah,
I don't
but
think
I'm sure I
they
don't
haven't touched it since. I mean,
yeah.
even watching Rays games on TV, it looks cheap. I don't know how else to
Yeah.
explain it. Like it doesn't look like a major league stadium.
You're right.
It it,
You're very right.
it reminds me of the old uh, Minneapolis dome,
Mm-hmm.
where it's just so do you remember they had their wall was like
Hefty bags?
bleachers
Yeah.
with with
Yeah,
hefty
yeah.
bags
Hefty
over them?
bags. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, come on, guys.
That's true. The bleachers were like folded up, right? You could see
Yeah,
like
they
the
like fold back when you're in. Like
so
our
bad.
high school gym did that. That's not a professional baseball stadium.
I know. I know.
Who thought that was
It's
okay?
ridiculous. Um Steven, it was cool that you got to go to the Stanley Cup final game in Vegas.
Yeah, that's awesome,
That's
Steamy.
awesome. Yeah, and your team won, or I don't know if you're a Cap fan, but you got to see the Caps win in Vegas. That's really cool.
Yeah, that is very cool.
Not a lot of people can say, not even our friend Robbie G can't say that they got to see Alexander Ovechkin lift the cup up after their first ever cup
Right?
victory. So it's a golden moment, my friend.
Well, I actually looked into going to a cup game in Tampa when we were there um, for just to visit my uncle, and Heather has family there too. But it was during playoffs, and I can't what's their franchise called? I can't even remember.
Wait, which one?
Streamer Brain is real.
It is true.
Um, but anyway, I looked into it, and like even the cheap seats were like $400. So I'm like, we'll pass.
Wait, where is this?
And in Tampa,
What team in Tampa was so good that they had cheap seats for $400 at the time?
their NHL franchise.
Oh, the Lightning. Yeah, well, they did win
There
like a
you go.
bunch of Stanley Cups. To be fair,
Yeah,
like,
no, it was the Stanley Cup final.
yeah, okay, yeah.
It was
Yeah,
like game. I don't remember game 5 or game 3. Um, it wasn't a game where they could have clinched it, but
Uh-huh.
even so, the tickets were way out of my budget at that point in
Oh, yeah,
time.
I understand. Yeah, yeah. I look. The Kings have been in the Cup final a couple times, and it's like I still would not have paid that much money to go in there. Like $400
Yeah,
is $400. Like that's still a lot.
right.
Yeah.
That's a lot of beer sitting at the at my uncle's brewery watching the game on TV.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, and what's hard about sports is that if you go to a theater production or a concert and you spend $400, you know it's gonna be good.
Right.
You don't know that with sports, like,
No, it might be a terrible game.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Well, and
yeah,
the other thing about sports is since everything's broadcast, if you get in the right atmosphere where you're either at a house or a bar with a bunch of other fans, it can be just as fun, if not more fun, celebrating and cheering the game
yeah,
with them as it would be if you were at it a lot of times. So
yeah.
um, I, I like to go to things as sort of like bucket list type stuff, but at the same time, I'm probably never going to be a season ticket holder for any sport or go that often because I'm too much of a hermit. I'd rather just stay home and watch.
Well, I mean, you still get a really good experience, and it's obviously a more comfortable experience, and arguably the food is better too.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've seen some of the things you cook too, so I can corroborate the quality of
Right.
food at your household. Like it's really nice. Um, I like being at home without an audience. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Freddie, d-
Yeah. Steamy is right.
Steamy says,
So,
like, yeah, that sounds
so
good. Yeah.
a little story about Packer bars.
Hmm.
Um, when the internet was still just getting started, somebody started a list of Packer bars around the United States, and you could search it by state. And so the same uncle that lives in Tampa had, at the time, he had a contracting gig in upstate New York. And so I went to visit him, and we went to New York City because I'd never been there. And so he wanted to show me around, and it was a lot of fun. And it was August, or yeah, it was August. So it was a preseason. There was a preseason Packer game that night, and so before I went, because we didn't have internet on our phones, and nobody really had internet at home. So before I left for the trip, I was in college. I looked up this on the Packer bar list and found a bar um, somewhere in the city that was listed as a Packer bar, and so we went to that, and we came in just normal folks. I think maybe I had a Packer shirt and a hat. I definitely had a Packer hat. I think maybe my uncle was wearing a jersey. I think a Reggie White jersey at the time. So anyway, we walk in and we're
Hmm.
like, we sit down at the bar and order a drink, and we're like, oh, you know, we were talking to the bartender. We're like, oh, well, we chose this place because it was listed on this, you know, repository of Packer bars, and it just like they became so welcoming then, and like we just had a great time. And then this father and daughter came in. They were getting dinner before going to a show, and they also just happened to be Packer fans. They didn't know it was a Packer bar. They just walked into the place randomly because the show they wanted to go to was close by. And so we hit it off with them. We talked with the guy for a long time, and it was just an amazing experience just because of Packer fandom. And I just think that's really cool. And not a lot of teams get that experience where they're truly nationwide and not just a regional thing. I think there are more now because of the internet and Sunday Ticket and Red Zone channel. Like for football anyway, it's a lot easier to be a fan of a team that's not geographically close to you. But, you know, in the 90s, it was, you got whatever, you got your home team, you got probably 2 other games on Sunday, and then you had Sunday night and Monday.
Right.
And those were the only times you got to see teams outside of your area. It was really the Sunday night game or the Monday game, because even the Sunday afternoon games that weren't the Packers, it was all NFC North teams. You know, it'd be the Bears or the Vikings.
That's true.
Whoever they were playing.
Yeah. Steven says there are Packer bars in Europe now, which I completely believe. I believe that. I totally believe that. Yeah. Packers are universal. Like, you're going to go to Pluto, you're going to find a Packer bar at Pluto. It's going to happen.
Yep.
And it might already be there, actually. So, now Braddington says, Reggie is my favorite Eagle. Of course. Like, he was a great Eagle, of course.
He was a force of nature. Man, Absolutely. He was so good.
Yeah, 100%. All right, folks, let's go ahead and take this to let's bring the conversation to all of you. Now your turn to ask a question.
Wizard.
Yeah, Jesus already has a question in the queue for you. This is great. All right, go ahead and think it over, CDUB. We're ready for let's go as we start America's favorite moment in Twitch broadcasting. I almost said sports podcasting. That's great. Our friend Smiles is stumping for the Bills too, which I completely respect. They're a great fan base. Great fan base.
They are. There are a lot of really good fandoms in the NFL.
Yeah. What's the worst fandom?
The Cowboys, but you know.
Never mind. You just answered it for me. You're also correct. To be fair.
And don't even get me started on the Bears.
Let's just not, right? Do we have a tip already? We have an $8 tip? From whom?
Oh, wow.
I just started that goal. Or no, maybe that's the same number we had already. Okay, never mind. Well, the $8 tips that we've had so far. Thank you so much for whoever did those tips earlier in the month. But thank you so much, my friends. So good to see you. Okay, so from the queue, the way you ask your question on our channel, exclamation point question followed by the question itself. As you can see, Cheese Whiz already did, and it's a phenomenal.
I assume that was just an example question, right? I don't actually have to answer that one. He was showing you how to use it. Is that how it works?
Supposedly, but I'm gonna field the question. Honorably for our friend Cheese Whiz. We are almost at the end of the home run derby, by the way. And it's not looking good. It's not looking good for me, folks. Like, we have not come close to 489 feet in the last, 30 minutes. So we'll keep an eyeball on it. Oh, gosh, Carlo! What's up?
Carlo! What up?
Good to see you. Shout out to Stream Scribe. What up? Pump it up. Shoves Davy out of the way, too. Hug cdubguitar. Absolutely. I love it.
Thank you, Carlo.
I think it's great. Like, I'm sorry to cut in on that, but, if there's one thing I would say about you, CDUB, I do think you do move the needle. Because, when it's in karaoke or when it's here, when we're at TwitchCon, things happen when you're around. And I think it's always...
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. It's the greatest thrill. One of the greatest thrills of the year was meeting you in person. And
dude, that Thursday night we had,
It was such a good night.
oh, that
Such
was one for the ages.
yes, yes.
Such a fun time.
Absolutely. You wouldn't even believe like how many people we met in like 4 hours. Like it
Oh
was
my gosh, it was, yeah,
yeah,
it was overwhelming in a good way,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it was I was looking through those pictures not long ago,
Mm-hmm.
from TwitchCon last year, and there are a couple of them where there were group shots towards the end of the night with everybody that was there, and there are just so many epic streamers. Salad was there, um, and just it was so cool, and everybody like I already knew the Twitch music community specifically was so welcoming, um, and open. But then to meet some of these folks in person and just get to hang out and kind of chat with them for a while, um, it was very, very cool.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it was, it was one of the highlights of my streaming career thus far is that whole experience with you.
It was for me too. And I think the takeaway that I get from that is that it almost was more fun. It was like it wasn't even about Twitch at that point. It was just
Mm-mm.
about meeting people that you felt you've known
Mhm.
for a while, that you have like,
Exactly.
and getting to know them and finding out that they're just cool people on the they're cool people out behind the camera too. Like it's just
Yes,
really great to see that.
exactly. They're not, it's, absolutely no one I met there did I feel like, oh, well, their stream is obviously a show. It's a character. Their Everyone was authentic and exactly like what you would expect them to be based on what they do in streams. And I think that's one thing that's really cool about music streaming that's different from other musical performances because, historically speaking, people that are up on stage, they are doing more of a performance. It is less personal. It is a persona a lot of times. And you don't get to meet the real person unless you um, get some sort of backstage access or have some special relationship with them. Where with streaming, I just feel like the default is the opposite. Like most people are just their authentic selves and sing songs in between, and you really do get to learn more about the person that you're watching and get a sense of who they are. And so it was really cool to have that thought validated by our TwitchCon experience last year. And so I'm looking really forward to Las Vegas. I hope it'll be similar as far as the fun factor
Mm-hmm.
and the number of people that I'll know there. Probably, hopefully, even more than last year, and we'll have a great time.
I love that sentiment a lot, CDUB. It was really remarkable to see. And then the one thing we get into is like, we figured out how tall people were. You were tall. You were so
Yeah.
tall. I was like looking at a tree. It
Oh
was
my God, the first time I knew Sashi was short because she talks about that a lot. But when I finally met her, I'm like, oh, you are
yeah, she's
short.
tiny. It was good. Yeah, this is
That's like a few months ago, I got to meet the Elsie Binks group,
Mhm.
their crew.
Yeah.
They were playing in Wisconsin about, I don't know, only like an hour and a half away from us. And Aaron is super short as well. And
Intel.
I never picked up on that
Look at that.
from watching your streams because, streamers don't have legs. Look at both of us. You take your legs off before you start streaming.
Yeah, yeah.
So no one knows how tall you are.
Yep. True story. Let me just catch up on a few things. So Brett says avoid any all foam pits. Oh my gosh, absolutely. Good God, right? Like, so dumb. What a bunch of
Ugh.
idiots. Seriously. But anyway, Steven says, and Davey getting recognized during his live stream. Awesome. I think Steven's referring to when I caught like Julie, Carmela, and Nell like all in the corner. I was doing one of the streams and I was shouting to them, and they actually recognized who I was. So
Yeah, that's
fun.
awesome.
I think they knew who I was, or maybe they're just shouting because they got shouted at. I don't know, but I assume that they remember me. But yeah, it was great. Yeah, just the camaraderie of
Well,
that.
that was,
Oh, go ahead.
it's funny. That was one of the things I was really like. even though I stream and I have no problem being on a show like this and talking to, pretty much the internet, right?
Hmm.
Um, in real life social situations, I'm actually kind of shy. Like, I'm not the kind of person that goes up and just introduces myself to people. And so it was a struggle to sort of get over that at TwitchCon because you recognize a ton of people and you want to be like, hey, how's it going? But then at the same time, you're like, oh, well, will they even know who I am? I mean, I know who they are, but will they know who I am? And should I say, hey, my name, it's cdubguitar, I'm a streamer, or is it going to be like, oh yeah, hi cdub, good to meet you in person? And so that was my own little anxiety there about
Oh man.
the conference.
Hmm.
And that was another thing that was so great about Thursday is we met so many people then
Right.
that I had a comfort zone. Like even if I was seeing other streamers that I hadn't met yet, I knew I had a whole kind of crew now, and I had a place.
Yeah.
So that
I
felt good.
I'm so glad we did that. Like
Mhm.
I feel and thank you for co-opting it with me. Like that helped me a lot actually.
I mean, I felt like we just sort of threw it together at the last minute and it exploded.
Yeah.
You know, I think you had the idea in your head for quite a while,
Hmm.
and but really we didn't lock things down until a couple days before
This
the
is true. Yeah, that's true.
before it
'Cause
happened.
I
And
was just checking is the logistics of it. Like, can we find a spot? Is this going to be
yeah,
good? It wound up being great. It was like
oh,
right in the
it wound up
front,
being awesome.
easy for people to find us. Like we were in the patio. Like it was terrific. Like it really worked out. Um, we've talked about this before, and I'm sorry. We'll get to the questions in just a second, but the logistics are gonna be that much more challenging for Vegas because it's so much more spread out.
Yes.
You've been,
Oh, I
and
know.
yeah, we'll do what we can do. Um,
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that all turns out. I've only been to Vegas once, and it was just a couple months ago.
mhm.
But yeah, everything is so spread out, and the casinos are designed to keep you there, not to have you go out and meet
That's
people.
true. That's
So,
true.
but I will say, so I have a friend who lives in Vegas, and she gave me like a sort of real life tour, um, and was it Fremont Street?
Hmm.
Um, that's awesome. So we should definitely check that out.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's more of a place where there are some places we could congregate and
Yeah.
have people meet us. So that might be the play.
That's not a bad call. Our Twitch friends, the Roxy Gun Project, do shows at Fremont Street Experience sometimes. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I don't know if they do that now,
Yeah,
but they
there
were
was
before.
there was a band playing. I mean, I think they have bands playing basically all the time
Yeah.
there, but really quality. Like they were dressed up very country, so I was a little worried because
Hmm.
that's like the one genre I'm not into. But
Hmm.
then they were just playing, they were playing covers of hits. So I think, they did Garth Brooks, sure, but everyone does Garth Brooks.
I
And they also
wonder what
did,
song, C-Dub. I can't even imagine.
right? I can't even imagine. But I think they also did Journey. So it's not like
Okay.
they were like, oh, we're just a country cover band.
Hmm.
So
That's cool. It's really cool.
Smiles, that would be great.
Yeah. Smiles, if you make it, let us know. Let us know,
Yeah.
if you have, well, if we end up going, if either of us end up going to the actual TwitchCon, then we'll find you because the placards will tell, or the lanyards will say who your name is. But I am.
Yeah. So I am planning to go to the con
Oh, you're gonna go to the con?
again.
Okay. I'm on the fence.
Yeah, at least one more year.
I don't
I don't
know.
know. I'm kind of like you. I think I got more out of the non
Hmm.
TwitchCon stuff, just the people being together,
Yeah.
more so than any of the panels or anything. But I want to go. There are going to be a lot of Fever to Tell members that are going to be performing,
Hmm.
so I want to go and support them.
You mean on like where at Cabana? You have
Yeah,
invite?
wherever they set up the music this year. Yeah, so like
Okay.
last year, um, Auburn
Jamie says just
and
go. Well, I mean, I
Sarah.
booked the hotel already, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go. I'll figure it out.
Um,
I'll figure
so yeah, I know Sashi
it out. Hmm.
Boom is definitely performing. I want to say Auburn is again.
Auburn is cool, so I'm down with that.
I
Auburn's fun.
think Ellie Fire
Ellie Fear Music.
Um,
Yeah, she's cool.
yep.
Yeah.
I think her and Sashi are performing together.
Okay.
So it'll be cool.
I
It's in
think it's around
October, Jamie.
October. Yeah, October like 20th, 21st,
Yeah,
22nd, something like that.
that.
Yeah, that weekend, whenever that weekend is. Smile says, I'm nervous in finding a place to rent. September, if it works, will be when I can buy a book accommodation. You might have a shot at with Airbnb. September is going to be late for a hotel, though. I think it'll be pretty sky high by then. It's kind of
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's not. So the convention center is not super close to the strip.
Jamie, nice vacation for me. Jamie sees this as a break from modding.
Right.
Well, what if I do an IRL stream, Jamie? It's not completely a break from modding, but Jamie might be good with that anyway. And there's that huge music festival going on at the same time.
Oh, that's right.
Which one?
I can't remember which one it is.
I'm not hip like you guys. I don't know what the big music fest. Yeah, James says I'm not that. Right on, right on.
Yeah, I can't remember which. When we were young, that's right.
Oh, okay.
That's what it's called. Thank you, Breddington.
Well, that's the thing that's really important to remember, that no matter how big we think Twitch music is, it's not that big in the large scope of things. So,
No, it's not.
But-
Well, and what's interesting is it's not even really big inside of Twitter or Twitch.
and Twitch, yeah. True story.
But what I think, and I was talking to, I think I was talking to LG about this. The interesting thing to me about Twitch music, though, is we don't have many top end streamers that get tens of thousands of viewers, and aside from like Amazon Music doing something, and maybe I know Mike Shinoda's on, he does big numbers, but by and large, even Autopilot hovers around 1K or less. But what we do have that I think is different than a lot of gaming channels, or gaming categories anyway, is we have a really solid middle ground where, oh yeah, T-Pain, that's another good one, Jamie.
Oh yeah, great call, Jamie. Great call.
If you look at like Valorant, for example, that's a big game right now. There are a handful of really big streamers, but then everyone else is like single digits.
Wow, really?
There's not the middle class
It's interesting.
streamer that that's like the majority of music. At least the music the people I follow,
Yeah.
we're all generally under 100 viewers. But there are a lot of us. And if you're good, you can get that many viewers.
Yeah.
Whether, even if you're an all-star player at Valorant, getting any kind of visibility and being a middle ground, as Steamy calls his beer belly, is really hard, or it seems really hard.
That's great for Steven.
I think that's where the
Yeah.
Twitch advantage is.
Yeah. It's a great.
And it's just a question of whether they figure out a way to take advantage of it, or we figure out a way to take advantage of it to
I have to tell you,
bolster it.
I was not keen on that. I thought that because games were so big, you would still have your like 30, 40, 50, CCVs.
And I'll be the first to admit I'm not an expert, but that's just been my anecdotal experience when I've looked at other categories of popular games.
Yeah.
Like I streamed I did that MLB The Show stream for Borkfest, and then I did another one when when the smoke was causing my voice so much trouble, where I streamed the Bard's Tale. And I think I did one other baseball stream that week too. And MLB The Show, when we did Borkfest, it had not been out very long, so it was a pretty hot game.
Yeah.
And so I was sort of looking through the category a couple days before just to kind of get a sense of what it looked like. And like I said, that one I didn't really even see any huge streamers, and the vast majority of them had single-digit viewers.
Wow. How about that?
And you just don't see that as much in music. If someone is good enough.
You see the entire. I think for me, I see the entire. I do see the 5, 3, 4, 5 category. I see like you said, you see Autopilot at the very top with 1,000. You see people in the middle, like you see somewhere with 500. Someone like Anel might have 300, 400 on a given
Exactly.
day.
Yes.
And
Right.
then you have a lower below that, and that's like our friend Danielle Allard, who has 100 to 200 all the time, and then
Yeah.
and like you said, I think the variety in that is awesome. Like it just goes to show you that there are supportive communities for every type of music and every type of thing that you might do.
Right. I agree. And I think my sense is that's pretty unique in the music category on Twitch.
That's interesting.
I think the just chatting category and like your kind of shows are similar.
Mm-hmm.
But for whatever reason, the gaming channels just don't seem that way. It seems like even, and I'll say even the musical games, like the Rocksmith players and
Yeah.
Guitar Hero players, they can draw people too. You
Right.
see them with 20, 30 people. And again, I'm no expert, but just my anecdotal feel is that a lot of the gaming categories don't have that. They're just very top heavy. And so
That's
Twitch,
so interesting.
and that's where Twitch is making its money right now.
Right.
So
Right.
they're pushing for that. But I think if they do ever really start to look at this sort of small to medium sized streamer, there's a huge opportunity there for music and shows like yours and
Yeah.
sort of the, I don't know what you'd call them, but the non-game categories.
Oh, sure, sure. I mean, look, I tell you what. I mean, the success of the sandwich show is a miracle. Like it's like I'm just eating sandwiches and talking to people, and I do play music sometimes. Like I can't believe that we get this crowd consistently. Like, thank you so much, everybody.
Right? No, it's awesome.
Yeah. Let's
Well,
get to the. Okay.
look, you're entertaining, man.
Thank you.
You're a good
Very
interviewer.
kind.
You know your stuff. You talk about interesting topics. What's not to love?
Well, I appreciate that, CW. You're very kind. Well, I mean, it's a passion. It's a passion. It's a labor of love, as they say. You know, I love to invest.
Yeah.
Invest in anybody I have on, and so you may notice like that. Like as I bring people on, it's usually someone I've had some kind of following of up to that point. So I try not to. I try to do that just so that I have a good idea what to talk about. But what's interesting is that sometimes I don't get to do that with certain guests, and it still winds up being a good show. So I'm really excited to learn about people. That's sort of the thing about it. James says people love my stream because it's unique. That's why. And let me just go back. There's a lot of comments. Isn't it like nobody else says stream like Jamie's stream? Nobody. It's an awesome place. Like I love Jamie's stream.
It's like the Cheers of streaming.
Yeah.
You go there and everybody knows your name, and you just hang out and watch a tree grow.
Raccoons are entertaining too. They squirrels. I should say squirrels, not raccoons, but squirrels. Both, maybe both. Squirrels and raccoons are entertaining. No one else just streams a tree. Jamie's right. I have seen like a birdhouse. I have seen intersections. I've not seen a tree. So
I've seen a stop sign.
I have absolutely seen a stop sign. Huge channel, stop sign.
Yes.
I think our friend, or one of the mods there, our friend Stuart Hayek, he gets mobbed in the street because he's a stop sign mod. Like he can't walk anywhere in Winnipeg because he's so famous.
He is.
I know, James, right. Well, because he's been mobbed in the street, he can't get to the computer.
He literally is just stuck in the middle of town right now.
He's just a sea
signing
of
autographs.
Let's go to the queue. I was so sorry that it took so long. Cheese Wizard, thank you so much for the question. Your question is, who is your favorite mod and why is it Penguin?
Yeah, so I have to give some legitimate mod love to Jamie because I wouldn't probably be on Twitch if it wasn't for her. When I first started, like I was mentioning before, we had I was using Restream, so I was streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Jamie's like, "Well, you should add Twitch." And I found out about the Restream thing from my friend Josh, who owns Piano Fondue, the stream I mod for, and he had started using Twitch as well as the other platforms. And I'm like, okay, the only exposure I'd had to Twitch was one of the people in the Discord Jamie and I both were in, did some gaming. Then I don't even remember. Was he trying to get affiliate or something, Jamie? So he asked us to go so his numbers would be good enough to make it. And so I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll do it. So I made up my name, cdubguitar, on the spot,
Mm-hmm.
and signed up and added that to my restream thing, and then people started coming. Like
Was it Enzo?
we had, so I got a couple of people on YouTube who would show up pretty regularly, and then I had Cheese, I think, was there. Soggy and Jerry were there for sure.
Yep.
They were there before I even really had any kind of Twitch presence at all. And so yes, Penguin is an amazing mod. She does a really good job, but you know, since I literally wouldn't be here without Jamie, I think I have to say she's the best mod.
You're very kind. I mean, Jamie's a good friend to all of us. Like, it's really great to have Jamie's support. You know, I know, we were grateful to have you here. I love the trolling from Jamie too. It's always been very entertaining from the jump. You know, one thing about Jamie, though, I will also add, like, Jamie's full of ideas. I would say that.
Yes.
I don't think that could ever be, expressed enough.
Can we pause for one moment?
Sure.
Apparently, there's a bat in the house.
Oh my gosh. Okay, no problem. I can catch up on chat while you.
So if you want to, if you could just maybe just do your thing, you know.
You sounds like a plan. CDUB, I got you.
I'll be back.
All right, sounds good. Be safe. Oh
yeah, thanks.
Oh gosh, it's bad in the house. That's wild stuff, folks. Let me. This is actually fortuitous that we can do this. So we got. There's a lot of things I need to catch up here on the chat. I really want to thank all of you for your kindness in the comments. So I got to scroll up a lot. So Brett says 3 to 4 people. AKA, what happened there? Did CDUB just slam a bat to the wall there? Did you hear that? But single digit AKA Brett stream. And, you know, I felt, all good, Brett. You know, the thing about it is, yeah, I mean, first of all, I bet you would be. I think you're on the right track. I think you've got a good content though. That's the thing. You know, like it's all. I think the one thing I would say when it comes to streaming, quality over quantity. Am I right? And every time I'm there, it's like good things are happening. Like a game's being played, 3D printing is being done, or cooking of recent vintage is happening, and it always looks so good. So it's like I wouldn't even worry about the numbers at that point. It's like you're doing good stuff there. So that's the most important thing for me. Like I said this before on a stream. I don't think your follower count defines who you are. Like, I've met people, I'm not gonna name names here, but maybe I'll name it on the future stream, or maybe I'll name it later or off stream. But I know people who have like tens of thousands of followers, like, 40, 50, 60,000 followers. They don't act like somebody who has 60,000 followers. And it's kind of amazing to see that humility in people. But you might meet people who don't have anywhere near that number, and they act like they're trying to be. They act like they have a big ego. I haven't really seen that a whole lot on this platform, not a whole lot. But you do see it in other platforms, and so it's like, yeah, So Brett, I feel like the thing about your streams, whenever I go to them, they're very authentic, and I think they're really great. So anyway, I just want to make that point. Smile says, get Mark Rebele to move from YouTube to Twitch. I don't know who that is, but if you can make it happen, that's awesome. And listen, if people are doing well on YouTube, that's great. I mean, YouTube is a very profitable place, so more power to them if that's working out. Steven says, if my lame ass can pull 5 people, then anyone can. See, I love that attitude. And Steven, when we had a chance to raid over to you, Rocksmith, this is pretty legit. So like, keep doing what you do. That's pretty good stuff. Brett says Davy's a kind soul and commits to a bit like no other. Thank you, Brett. You're very kind to say that. Thank you so much. I mentioned it in the chat too, but I say this all the time, but it doesn't happen. It does not happen without you, without all of you. Like, this show would not be fun if you aren't in the chat. If I was just doing this myself, and there's like 1 or 2 people in the chat, So I understand where you're coming from. Like if anyone's feeling frustration about, the 2 or 3 people in the chat. But if those 2 or 3 people in the chat are fun to talk to, if they're stirring up a conversation, you're doing good. I've been to chats. I've been to channels that have had 500 people in the chat and barely anybody's talking. Is that fun? I don't think that's fun. So it has more to do, I think, for me, chat engagement than necessarily how many people are watching. So anyway, we talked about Jamie's stream, and then the committing to the bet. Yeah, but that's always just been in me. I don't have the kind of ego that ever feels like I'm above anything. So I'm happy to do beans. I'm happy to put a hamburger on my head. By the way, we have a new sub goal this month. If we can get the sandwich show to 120 sub points within the month, there will be a hamburger hat stream in your future. It'll be a patty melt stream, patty melt tasting with a hamburger hat. So that's all it takes. But we'll talk about that later. So that's the biggest thing. And so I appreciate your all's enthusiasm. I think I'm glad to know I'm connecting with all of you, but you all are connecting with me too. That's the biggest thing. And I think I keep going back to this point, but I'm nothing without you. So thank you so much for hanging out tonight. It's great to hang out with CDUB too. Isn't it great? Isn't it been great tonight hanging out with CDUB? Let's see. Steven says I only started streaming because I lost a bet and we're in this box. Oh my gosh. No, Bat Dub. Right, Steven. Absolutely. He's going to the Bat Cave. Don't get rabies. Salad says, Jamie, help him out with his bat stream. Jamie says, can't you just leave the poor bat alone? Good query. Brett says, I stream out of boredom inconsistently. It's my own fault. Well, it's all right. I mean, I do think there is something to be said about a consistent schedule. And I think when I was doing back in the day when I was doing the old sports podcast, which I still do, but I mean, when it was just a sports podcast, I remember the greatest success was when we had the consistent time slot. We were Wednesdays, 7 o'clock Pacific or 10 o'clock Eastern every week. And it was great. And at the time we were on a Block Talk Radio, and it was surprisingly good for a chat system at the time. This is a long time ago. It was 2010. It was a million years ago. It was a good time. But once I broke that up and once I decided, this is not for me anymore, this Block Talk Radio, I want to do something with better sound quality. So I moved to that, but some of the magic of that got undone. So this is sort of the cautionary tale to anyone that's moving to another platform. Prepare yourself for that possibility that, you may not have the momentum you have where you've been. I know some of the biggest streamers on Twitch have moved to Kick, and it's cool, you're getting money, but what is the sustainability of that platform at the moment? Nobody knows yet. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. I'm not really going to make an opinion on it because it's too early in the game. But there is something to be said about the community you build wherever you are. And it's never a guarantee. We saw when people moved from Mixer over to Twitch. It's there's no guarantee you're going to get that entire community to move over with you. It really isn't. Because you're still following other people on that whatever platform you've been on too. So it's not like you're just going to stop watching that platform completely just to go to one other website for one person. Doesn't make any sense. So I'm just curious about it. We'll see where it goes. This has been a big topic in the last month and a half. Let's see. I like your stream when I attend. Well, thank you, Jamie. Are you talking about Brett's stream? Well, either way, I think that's great that you're supporting Brett too. But certainly I appreciate you being here too, Jamie. Jamie comes in to throw Hallmark movie names at me. Absolutely, Brett. Yeah, exactly, Brett. I always have fun regardless of chat count, and I do prefer teams with chat 40 people and under. There is definitely something to that, Brett, because when you are, and really, I mean, I'm going to tell you, CDUB is really going after that bat because it's been 5 minutes already. But there is something to that, Brett, as far as the chat room size. Sometimes if the chat gets too exciting, it can be tough to really have a conversation. But that's something I would be happy to have that problem if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? But I've seen it on the other end too, and it's there's definitely, it could go either way. I can still sometimes make it work, but I do think that that 30 to 75, size like chat room is probably the ideal. And if you think about it, everybody, that's about the size of a typical bar. Like you go to a small size bar in the city, you're looking at like 30 to 40 people in there most of the time. So actually, it's a lot like real life. If you go to a bar that's huge, like Chicky and Pete's, it just has like 500 people in there. It's kind of tough to have a conversation in there, but it's exciting too because the theatrics of it are great. So there's pluses and minuses in every situation. Big Bill Hendo, so good to see you. Welcome in. Streamscribe says belts out Harry Nilsson. I can't live if living is without you. I wonder what that was in reference to, but I love that song. That's great. Thank you so much, and enjoy the lyrics, Carlo. So good to see you again. Carlo was on stream today with Kuya Side Music, actually. That was a fun time. So if you want to check out the VOD of that show, I believe it's still on the Streamscribe. Go check out the channel. Shout out to Streamscribe. Brett says, my podcast listener dropped a bit since we lost the schedule, but I'm enjoying the content more. This month's one's wild. Yeah, I'm pre-saving that one too. So Brett went back home. Or not back home, but... I'm sorry, I take that back. Brett went to visit his buddies in Ohio, and they did a stream in studio. That sounds like a wild time, so I'll check that out too for sure. Let's see. But Big Bill Hunter, thank you for the 4-month resub. So good to see you again, my friend. I'm hoping I can be up at an hour that when you're streaming, whenever I am at your stream, it's always really great. So it's good to see you, Big Bill Hundo. When you said we were in this together, oh yeah, absolutely, we are in this together. There's no question. Like, there is no us without you. There's no question. It was a moving interview. Kuyasai super real. Yeah, it's really interesting. I will tell you a little bit about that off air because like I've hung out with Kuya too from time to time, and a lot of what he was talking about is stuff that I remember talking about with him when we were meeting in real life, and it was not on stream or anything. We were just talking, and so he's definitely gotten a lot of interesting conversations. So I'm glad you had a good time with that, and definitely got real for sure. I was lurking a little bit in that stream. Okay, so when CDUB gets back, we'll go ahead and resume not only random questions, but we'll also have these 5 beans because they didn't get a home run longer than 490 feet. That's coming up. Actually, it might be more than this many beans because if any of them are good, I have to keep going until I get 5 bad ones. So there we go, folks. Wow, CDUB really going after it here. If anybody at CDUB's house has an update for us as far as what's happening there, I will make this guarantee. If we have a rate of 50 or more tonight, I will add 5 beans to that, so we'll go up to 10 bad beans. Is that the move? No, that's not the move. That's not rate of 50 or more. It's 5 more followers. If we can get actually make it 6. Make 6 more followers. 6 more followers tonight. And I guess I could meet Infozar. Davy lives all sorts of cool people. I've lived near Barron, and thankfully he moved. Yeah, and Jamie, and I think the coolest thing about that is I had the privilege of meeting a lot of them. Like, so to give you some examples, like Laura Wiley Piano was like the first person I met in person, who lives out here in LA. Missy Alcazar I've met Julie. I've met Erica Nagashima. I've met even people who aren't from town. Like I still met them. Like I met Raquel here in LA. So it's actually been kind of sublime. Like the number of people you can meet here in this town. Like it's kind of remarkable. I met Dree. Dreamon is awesome. Dreamon's awesome. I actually reached out to Dreamon. I am hopeful, and CDUB is back with us. Hello, CDUB. Well, good to see you. I met Boyd, absolutely. I met CA in LA. There is something really advantageous, even for all the traffic and all the nonsense that happens in LA. There's definitely still so much to do here. And Jamie made such a great point earlier about how close I am to a lot of streamers who are in LA. It's true. Like I've met a lot of them already.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I'll unfollow and refollow.
Hello.
That will not move
Big
the.
Bill, how you doing?
Yeah, Big Bill Hendo's joined us. Shout out Big Bill Hendo. I think the link's up there earlier in the chat. Dree is a gem to Steam. Absolutely. What a thrill that Dree got to go to TwitchCon in Paris. I didn't even know.
Yeah, that's awesome. I saw a picture of that today. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, cool.
it's pretty cool. How'd it go with the bat?
It went good. I got it out of the house. It
Okay.
flew off. So the key is to get a good container.
Ah, huge.
Um, so what I found is the rectangular sort of flimsy plastic type storage, not the permanent like put it in the fridge,
Hmm.
use it forever, but more of the flimsy ones that maybe you only use for a year or two and then they got to go. Um, that and then a like a 12-pack container. The cardboard, you flatten it, and then
For
so
beer,
then
like
this
a
one was actually on the
wow.
floor
Yeah.
because I think he was pretty tired.
Oh boy.
The problem is they get trapped in the house, and then they can't eat. There's nothing to eat or drink, and so they get dehydrated and they get really hungry. So he was just hanging out on the floor,
Hmm.
and then so so I put the container over the top and on the floor, or other times we do it, on a wall, and then you slide the cardboard underneath and sort of get him into that container. And then the nice thing about the container, we started out using old ice cream buckets, and
Wow.
they were good, but they're a little too big. I
Hmm.
can't quite palm an ice cream pail, but I could palm this rectangular thing. So I just palm it with one hand, use the other hand to hold the lid, flip it over, and then take it outside, let the take the top off and just kind of go like that and it flies off.
Look at that. I see you've done this a few times before, CDUB. Wow. Oh,
Yeah, well, it's
yeah.
one of the downsides to living in 100-year-old house.
I didn't realize your house is that old. It doesn't look that old from the
Yeah.
from behind. It looks. It's funny.
Um,
Wow. I
I
didn't
think
know that.
I think it was built in 1919, so it's over
Wow.
100 now.
Wow. I was totally unaware. My goodness. Like when you look at your backdrop behind you, it looks like your
Right?
house is like new. It's like maybe 20
Right.
years old. But
No,
I guess
this is all really old. The wood, it's been painted, but it's all really old. And most of the
wow.
rest of the house, it's just stained.
Okay.
But this room is the room I stream from is actually like a sunroom, so it's
Okay.
mostly windows.
Mhm.
Like you could see some of the windows here behind me. This is really the only full wall back here.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
I,
So
now,
yes, Salad, charge it rent, right?
charge and rent though, right? Yeah.
Bad Airbnb.
Jamie says just let the bat live in the house. He's not bothering you.
Yeah, but they carry rabies.
There is
So
that.
that's a point against them.
Yeah. Breddington says, guano.
Yeah, right.
Brett also says, and close to a great hot pot restaurant. Yeah. Boy, that was an awesome pick, Brett. I need to go over there again. It was so good. That hot pot was phenomenal. That's really good stuff, Brett.
Yes, Steamy, it is pretty chilly in the winter months.
I was gonna
Well, and
ask that.
hot in the summer months.
I was gonna
So
say, like, in the summer it must be a sauna in there in the summertime. Wow. What's your AC like in there?
it's pretty good.
Okay.
So
That's good.
one thing we did a couple years ago, so the house didn't have AC. Um, and so it also didn't have heat really in the
Oh,
upstairs when we first moved in,
yeah.
um, because it had an old radiator system and the boiler went out, and so they replaced it with forced air, but only enough. At that point, there was just like the one of the kids from the family who had lived here for a long time prior to us was living here, and so he didn't use most of the house, and so he just basically closed it off in the winter months and never put heat in the upstairs. Um,
I
so
wow.
so what we did is we put in the easiest way. So since there wasn't the ducting infrastructure to put in a furnace because they had, like I said, it all was radiators. Um, we put in a second system in our attic that handles the upstairs. And so when we did that, we also put in air conditioning. So it doesn't get the biggest problem I have is like this time of year in the mornings, the sun is hitting this room. Like I look out towards the east, or yeah, towards the east. So the sunrise, I get a lot of sun, but the rest of the house is still mostly shaded. So it's a lot cooler where the thermostat is. So sometimes it gets a little warm in the mornings, but it's not too bad.
So this is your office room, basically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It was one of my son's rooms, but when he turned 18, he moved out, and that was also right when the pandemic started. So I moved up here to do my work from home stuff, and then when I started streaming up here.
Cool. Yeah. Brett says my grandparents' house was like that originally. Coal furnace in the basement, and then just holes in the floors, the grates above it.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
And warm air rises, right?
Yeah. Yep. Makes sense. Pretty
and,
good.
You know, even for how cold it gets in Wisconsin, they basically, there's a bathroom up here. They provided just enough heat in the bathroom so that the pipes wouldn't freeze and things like that. And then most of the time it wasn't terrible. You know, the times we got the polar vortex, even now, there are times our furnaces literally can't keep up, because the other problem with having a house this old is that it's a true brick house. It's not just brick looking like a lot of houses today are, where they just have like a brick veneer, but they're really, you know, traditional stick built behind the scenes. So it was never insulated. So we have basically no insulation.
What were they thinking?
So in the winter months,
I mean, it was 1919, but still, like, gosh, everything you could, like, I still don't get why they didn't have heating in the upper. That just doesn't make sense. But whatever. I'm glad you were able to adjust that. So what other things? Nope. I think that was it for that. So we have some questions. We have a great question. We have some great questions coming from a lot of people in our chat.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Steamer with a great question coming up. So let's quickly get to that. First, we gotta pay up. Gotta do the beans. So let's do.
Oh, that's right. I missed the dramatic finish, but
it was dramatic.
I was having some drama of my own.
So yeah, Vlad Guerrero like had to make a rally at the end to tie at 20, and then there was I think there was a home run swing off, and he won after all that. So Vlad Guerrero Jr. wins 2023.
But no, nothing over 180.
Nothing over 49. Unbelievable.
Or 49, yeah.
44 though. It got close.
Oh yeah. And Jamie won her bet. So
Jamie won 22 cents.
He doesn't have to eat beans.
Nope.
And she won 22 cents.
No shade of that. That's awesome.
Wait, did you win 33 total or 33 net, Jamie?
Good question.
You bet 11 cents, so that's a sunk cost.
I'm assuming that's. You should have took my odds. That was exciting too. The exciting moment. Okay, so there you go. 5 beans, possibly more, depending on how good they are. The first one is either going to be pomegranate or bandage. Oh,
she won 31 cents.
Oh, yeah,
what is
okay.
Bandage?
Oh, it's disgusting. That's one. That's one.
Whoever thought of these is an evil genius.
I think it was Rahomo. I'm just kidding.
I wouldn't be surprised. He's got a hidden beanboozled fortune that he just collects royalties on.
All right, number 2. This is either going to be birthday cake or dirty dishwater. Ugh.
2 for 2.
It's not bad, the other one, though, but...
Yeah, I suppose dirty dishwasher isn't quite as bad as...
2 for 2 indeed. Ugh.
I think the only one I would really have a trouble with is the barf one.
Oh man, it's in here.
Is it? It's a possibility.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, that's when my kids were little, like they could shit all over, and I would not care. I mean, it would be gross, and I would clean it up, but it wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't affect my stomach at all. And growing up on a farm, I've seen animals get slaughtered.
Sure.
I've seen steers have their horns removed, like some really gross shit.
Ugh.
And again, never bothered me. But my God, if I smell vomit, I am like instantly gagging.
That's wild. What does cow diarrhea look like? There's almost such a bad.
It's very runny. The joke my uncles always used to tell me is you don't want to stand behind a cow when it sneezes.
Oh, that's funny.
It might spray you.
Oh, that is funny. That's a good joke. Yeah, no, I will leave that. Well, sorry about that. I didn't mean to start trolling animals. That's my fault. This one's either gonna be dirty socks or stinky dishwater, whatever. Stinky socks or tutti frutti. Tutti frutti.
Tutti frutti. All right.
But short lived because now I have to add a bean.
You got two bad beans so far, one good bean.
We got toothpaste, so we can't save that. We have to get rid of the toothpaste automatically. So get rid of that one immediately.
I can't believe toothpaste is supposed to be a bad one.
Yeah, exactly. Like, are you kidding me? Like, toothpaste is not bad.
That's like the free square in bingo or something. That doesn't count.
It doesn't. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
And I got another one. I got two of them. What the fuck? How did I get two in a row?
Oh man.
Oh, ridiculous. I'm gonna give those to Laura. Okay, so all right, so I gotta get another one. How can I have two of them? I got one more in this container. Let's see what it is. Not a beanboozled already. I have some backups, but I'm gonna empty this one first. Okay.
Maybe.
What is this?
Maybe you will, maybe you won't.
The troll within the troll. It won't come out. Okay. Let's see. Oh, come on, my friend. What? Oh, that's why. I see.
This reminds me of when I lost a pick inside my guitar. Oh, there you go, Big Bill. That's a good yes. That would be painful.
Should be toothpaste toothpaste and orange juice. There you go. I got one. I've never done this right. In 2 years of this, this little nub is supposed to be the receptacle for the bean. So you bring it down, it falls into the bean, and it comes right out. I am a moron. I always just poured it out. I never knew that. It's like 2 fucking years doing this.
So King Dambreaker, we had to take a break from the questions because I had to go get a bat and take it out of my house.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I figured out how to work. I figured out now how the beanboozled.
Now that you've emptied it.
Now that I've emptied it. Exactly. So this is what we got left over. We have these 3. I still only have 2 bad beans, so we have to keep going. So,
maybe all 3 of these will be bad, and you'll be set. But
we'll find out. So this one's this is again going to be cake or dishwater. Dishwater. Ugh. Okay, so that's 3.
Your faces make it all worth it.
I appreciate you. So we have these 2 left. All right, Chad. All right, Sandwich Show, Chad. What do you want to do? We going barf or we going pomegranate? Or whatever, bandage. Thank you, King.
Good thing you had that sandwich already.
It was really good, I gotta say.
This would have spoiled your palate.
Yeah, good point. I try to work around that a lot. Okay. I do not see a response to the chat yet, so I'm probably gonna build up to it. So we're gonna do the dirty bandage first. Then we'll find out about the barf. Okay, so this is pomegranate or dirty dish or bandage. Ah, not again.
More bandage, huh?
You
So
can't.
does it taste like a Band-Aid, basically?
Tastes like rubber.
Yeah.
It's bad enough when it tastes like rubber.
Is there like some blood involved too,
Mhm.
or? Ugh,
Like, how the
God.
hell do you know that it tastes like? I just do. Just
Right,
trust me.
right. It's like hardwired into your brain, right?
It's so bad. It's 4. Right, 1 to go. I wouldn't mind getting an extra bean because then that means I don't have to worry about barf.
That means you don't have to eat barf, unless you pull another barf.
Not out of the question.
Right, Steamy. That's a good point. You can ascertain a lot about a taste of something by how it smells.
Yeah, tastes like it smells. That King says people have been asking for ages how they pull this off as far as taste. This has been yeah, you're right. This has been talked about
Yeah.
a lot on this channel. Okay, last one, maybe. We'll find out.
Drum roll, please.
Hey, we got the peach.
Woo!
I'll take it. I don't care if I have to do another one. I'll take it. All right. So there's still one more in here.
Oh, there is. Okay.
Oh god, I'm so happy.
Now that you know how to retrain. dip them.
Exactly. Now that I know how to do it. Oh god, it's so easy. I never knew that. Big Bill Hunter says, funny to think that no matter what we look at, we know what it tastes like. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. This here is birthday cake or dirty dishwater.
Again?
Again, 3rd time.
You can't get 3 in a row that are bad, though, right?
Oh, yes, I can.
Oh, yes, you can.
So bad. Wow. Well played, everybody.
Awesome.
Just pretend this is moving, King. Bum, 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 bum. There you go. We've cleaned out the container. However, we have all these backup ones, so I'll just put them into the container. Should be good to go. Salad says we need real birthday cake now. Yes. What's the
That's
guy's name?
true.
Fox? Like, what's his first name, King? This is our newest emote. Order another. Yeah, we'll do that too. We'll order another container as well. Every like 2 months, I end up ordering a new one. So, thank you everybody for entertaining us for that beanboozled exercise. Congratulations to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. for winning the home run derby. Congratulations to the players at large for not hitting a 490-foot home run because that means
My ears thank you for not hitting a 490-foot homer.
Yeah, Guy Fawkes. Yeah, that's.
Did I tell you I missed out on a potential chance to see Wonderwall live?
You mean Oasis?
Yeah, well,
Wow.
Noel
Not Oasis.
Gallagher.
Oh, Noel Gallagher solo.
So
Wow.
from Oasis.
Right. Yeah.
So the band Garbage was playing
Mhm.
in Madison, or was supposed to play in Madison, and their founder Butch Vig is from Madison, and
All right.
so it was going to be I was really excited about going to it, but then the air quality was so bad they had to cancel.
Oh, this was like just barely like a couple
This was
weeks
just
ago.
a couple weeks ago
Oh
when
my gosh.
the really bad smoke came through our area, and so it was Noel Gallagher and his band and Garbage was headlining, but I probably would have had to hear Noah play, and I'll be damned, I knew he would have played Wonderwall just because like me.
Yeah.
He would have literally said, "Hey, CDUB, here's Wonderwall."
You're right.
So
See,
I don't
that
know
is
if it was a
always-
blessing or a curse, but I did want to see Garbage. I've never seen them live, so
Yeah, those guys are
hopefully
great.
they'll come back
Yeah,
and
hopefully.
reschedule the show.
Without Noel Gallagher.
That would be preferable.
King says he is not wrong. No, I concur. I don't think you're wrong either. I don't think it's that bad a song, but I get it.
I don't either. I love to bash it because it's become such a thing, but
Yeah.
I do think it's it was super overplayed at the time.
Yeah. true.
And it's also such an relatively easy song to learn that almost anybody who plays guitar learns it at some point. And so that's why I think it's gotten the bad rap. Um, it's like my friend Josh in Piano Fondue. He hates Piano Man because literally has to play at every show, sometimes more than
Oh,
once.
for sure.
Or like Pete and his hate for
Don't
Don't Stop Believing.
absolutely,
You know,
absolutely.
it's the guitar version of that, basically.
That's true. That is true. Um, there was a time where I thought "Wagon Wheel's" that song for me. I'm not as much of a hater as I used to be about that song, but
Oh yeah,
it's kind of the same idea. It's like it's the same four chords over and over and
it is.
over.
Yes.
So, but I don't hate the song anymore. I did at one point, and I'm okay with it now. But do you play that song on stream?
I do.
Oh,
It
okay,
doesn't
okay.
get requested a whole lot, but I
Oh,
do
okay.
have it in my song list.
Gotcha. Uh,
There's I used to have a regular who liked it and would request it a lot, but I can't remember who it was now.
yeah. Uh, well, I mean, I have to get back in. I think I know a couple people, but I just can't remember specifically. King says, "My Heart Will Go On was mega super ultra overplayed to the point where a radio DJ in Kansas said at 4 a.m., my heart will go on, but my stomach will not, and promptly was dismissed from his job." That's an extreme reaction. I mean, that doesn't seem fair. Like, first of
That's a
all,
bit much.
is he wrong? Like,
Right?
you know,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, talk about another song that did get overplayed.
yeah,
It might be Cheese, yeah. I don't remember, Jamie.
maybe. Um, but yeah, Wagon Wheels. I have seen Wagon Wheel played a lot in a lot of other channels on Twitch, though. We got to start. Okay,
Oh, here we go.
love it.
Okay.
Before we do this, let's get to the last few questions in the queue, and then we'll go right to starting lineup. King, thank you for the
All right.
game. Awesome stuff here. Steeman with a question. Who are some vocalists that inspire you or your style?
Sure. So Steamy probably won't be surprised at this answer, but number one is Dave Grohl. Not a not a perfectionist vocalist by any stretch of the imagination, but sings with a lot of heart. You can definitely you can feel his emotions when he's singing, and that's something I try to bring across in my own singing. So he's definitely one of the top ones. I think another one would be Jason Mraz. Um, he is he's not only from a vocalist standpoint, but just from a musician standpoint, because he does so much. So many of his songs work with just a single acoustic guitar, or were written that way, even if they're more produced in his albums. And he's got a super solid voice too.
Oh, yeah.
Another one that's sort of a dark horse is Simon Le Bon.
I would not have seen that coming. Like I've always felt like you've had like really you got in like acoustic, earthy. Simon Le Bon is like totally out of left field for me. That's
Right.
yeah.
But the thing is, he is such a talented vocalist that I just love listening to him sing.
Mm-hmm.
He was they were just inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last year.
Yep.
And the HBO special for that, his performance was just blistering. It was so good. Like every note was perfect. It wasn't, you could tell it wasn't overproduced, and they weren't like lip syncing or anything like that. And so, yeah, he's always been like, I grew up in the 80s and early 90s, and so they were certainly popular then. And Girls on Film, Hungry Like the Wolf.
Yeah.
They have so many hits that, and I was always very impressed by his vocal abilities. So his is more of a technical, like I really respect him from a technical standpoint, where the other two are more, I try to emulate their style a little bit.
I got you. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and what's really remarkable with Simon Le Bon is that it's a unique voice. It's a one of a kind. It really is.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just so damn good.
I hear it. Duran Duran is like, it's simultaneously like one of the most underrated bands and one of the most overrated bands in the 80s. Like it's both.
Right?
Like
If you like, well, it's funny you mentioned that because
yeah.
they show a little like I don't know, a little mini movie basically for each of the inductees during the Hall of Fame show, and the amount of hysteria and fandom around Duran Duran was really high,
Yeah.
but you don't partially you kind of never think of them that way. At least not I don't. So it's a weird mix.
Yeah, 100%. But I think they do get their just due today. Like I think when the Prism over time, I think they've been more respected. Uh,
Yes.
so I did do. Thank you, Steven, for the question. We're glad to do that for you. I'm glad you enjoyed it and enjoyed the response. Steven says, "Oh, I know him." Wait, Simon LeBlanc is not my Google search. Oh, I gotcha.
You had to Google it.
You had to Google it. That's great. Um, Spreadington Frothing Thoughts. Are you in our chat? Are you still with us at the moment? I mean, this is. Oh Jesus, this was like an hour ago. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
Yeah, we kind of got sidetracked.
Oh my gosh, Brett. Let us know if you're still in the chat. I'm so sorry. I gotta do better at that. Like but let's get to the question. Because the reason is I have to ask the question though. This is an awesome question.
Yeah.
So Brett says, let's say for some reason Arby's ran out of roast beef. What's your Arby's order?
Oh gosh. I might just load up on curly fries and just, you know, swear off the meat altogether if they don't have the roast beef.
Wow.
Where's the beef, right?
Where's the beef? Where's the beef? Yeah. You can't go wrong with curly fries. They are very good.
Even cold.
I would. It's not. I would not understand that because you put you put the sauces in there. It's still pretty solid. Yeah. Like with the horsey sauce.
They have a. I didn't realize they had a gyro. I might try that.
It's a new. It's kind of new. Yeah. It is. So to answer Brett's question, I like to tackle this question as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Does brisket count, Brett, or is that beef?
Wait, I assumed the brisket counted, because then it's a totally different question.
Right, because then it's brisket if brisket's part of roast beef, then you're right. Like I would not. I can't pick that because it's already part of it. You allow well.
Oh, you'll allow it. Oh, well,
okay,
then
okay.
that's where I'm going.
Yeah, the brisket.
Although now that I know there's euros, I might try that. But
yeah, well, let's assume that was not an option. I would go with either the gyro or the turkey sandwich, which is. It's sneaky good. It's actually pretty good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I would say that and then double it for the gyro. The gyro is legit. It's a good gyro. Like
I'll have to check that out. I like
stuff.
a good gyro.
Yep. Dr. Electro, what's up? It's so good. Hey, I've not seen you in a while. It's so good to see you, my friend. How you been? Hey, Dave, long time no see. Hope all is well. Like, how are you, Dr. Electro? Dr. Electro, I actually wrote like a mini song about you, right about the point when we were doing that little run of karaoke shows. So the Dr. Electro song is like based on Electric Avenue, because he's Dr. Electro. So it's like, what did I say? I think I wrote it in my thing, but I'll pop it up in a second. But when the Brio is 2 for 6, you can't beat it. Yeah, I didn't get that good a deal, but it sounds amazing. But Dr. Electro's so good to see. I hope you're well. Yeah.
So that does remind me, Davey. There are a few restaurants I'd want to take you to if you ever get up this way, and one of them is a gyro place.
Oh man, I will never turn that down. Gyros are the best. They're so good.
So downtown Madison has State Street, which runs basically from UW campus up to the Capitol. And for whatever reason, a long time ago, they decided it was going to be a pedestrian street. So only buses and like delivery trucks during the day can drive on the actual road. So mostly it's just walking. And there was a gyro place run by a Greek family.
Mhm.
And apparently there was some sort of feud. And so there were two brothers that owned it at the time. One of them got mad and opened another Euro place directly across the street. And so for the longest time, there were these two competing restaurants right across the street from each other.
How do you
And the
choose?
one closed, but the other one, the one
Oh.
I always went to, um, is still open today. So
Mhm.
that would be one place I'd definitely want to take you if we're
It's too bad there were two of them though. That would have been a fun decision, or just go to
right.
both and just compare. You know? Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, so that was always a fun story.
Let's
But
go, dude. That sounds like so much fun. And now you're in Madison. You're around Madison, right? So how far would that be from Green Bay? Like if we were to go.
yeah, so Green Bay from my place, I want to say it's like 2.5 hours.
That's not bad. Yeah,
It's not terrible.
not terrible. Like,
I've done it. We've done it for a game
mhm.
where we've left here and come back that same night.
Cool, cool. Good to know. Steven says, "Oh my god, it sounds like New Haven pizza." Oh, New Haven pizza. That sounds great. I haven't tried it, but I think I may have tried something that's like, I may have tried New Haven pizza or New Haven style pizza in Manhattan. I don't know if that counts, but it was that
Did
one.
they have a feud situation, Steamy, like the Greek brothers?
Oh, nice, Doctor. That's great to hear. All good here. Working things are going well. That's awesome. Yeah. Hope you're staying cool too. Jamie says, here we have Brothers Restaurant and New Brothers because the brothers fight and they have the exact same menu and setup.
Yeah, see? That's just
That's a real
those are
thing.
fun things that happen, you know?
I never knew about that. Now Brett says, white clam pizza from New Haven, chef's kiss. That'd be a fun one to try. Yeah. White clam pizza? Yeah. I'm into it. Total Feud, Pepe's Pizza. Yeah, that's the one. I think Pepe's. So, Steeman, if you've ever seen the Pepe's outlet at Penn Station, I had pizza from there. That was really good. So, if it's the same one, then I guess I have had New Haven pizza. But even if it wasn't, it was really good. Like it was really really good. Speak louder for the people in the back row, Steeman. Oh,
Apparently Steeman is a fan of the white clam pizza.
oh, that sounds great. Yeah, I haven't been to the East Coast in about 8 years. 8 years. It's been 8 years. But at least I've been. Like I'm privileged to say I've been to the East Coast, and it's cool to.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on over there. Like that's why most of the people live there, I guess, because there's so much to do. But it's as close as you can get to Europe without actually going to Europe, because like you have so many states within a small amount of like distance.
Within a little area.
Yeah. And let me tell you, each state has a completely different personality. Every single
Oh
one.
gosh, yes.
It's crazy.
Yes, they do.
It's wild. Even New England, like Jamie, you can attest this. Like, wouldn't you say Vermont is just in New Hampshire and Maine and Massachusetts are all like completely different style states? Like, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, the peppers.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think there are some similarities that run
Yeah.
through the area,
Mhm.
like any place. But yeah, it's not like, I mean, Wisconsin and Minnesota and Michigan, for example, yeah, there are going to be some differences, but there are
Yeah.
more similarities than differences.
Yeah.
Versus, yeah, exactly, Bredington.
Yeah. New Jersey is very different. We to the Northeast is so. I got a lot of friends in New Jersey, so I'm not going to stand for that comment precisely, but I will agree with one thing. Pork roll is pork roll. It's not Taylor ham. I will always be team pork roll. I don't know. Brett, are you in that team or are you in Taylor ham team? We might. Oof, I may have challenged our friendship out there. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, I was just double checking. Just double checking. Okay. It says pork roll on the pack. There we go. We are good friends. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. It's kind of funny that New Jersey gets such a bad rap because I've been to New Jersey a few times and it's like visually it's a beautiful place. It's like all the trees and like so much.
But it's New Jersey.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. It is New Jersey.
I mean, so Wisconsin, the closest thing to any kind of thing like that is Illinois. Like,
I feel that.
we disown the Flatlanders.
I feel that. Yeah. Because I gotta say,
Like I'll cut out an exception for Chicago because Chicago's a pretty cool town.
Yep.
But the rest of Illinois can just go be in the South.
Hey, listen, Southern Illinois, absolutely. It's not even. It's
Oh
nowhere.
my God,
Oh
yes.
God. It's practically Missouri. Like it's.
Yeah, it really is. There are some. Yeah.
Let's just not right. Yeah. I
Whenever whenever we drove to Florida, we always made sure we got through Illinois before we stopped. Let's just put it that way.
Brett says it's the people, not the. Oh yeah, I feel.
Illinois is
I
Wisconsin,
feel.
dude. Here.
I just.
King damn breaker. I love it.
That's great, King. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay. So Breddington, thank you for your question. That's an awesome question. Thank you for waiting that out too. I'm sorry that
Yes.
it took so long. So King has a question, Steam has a question. Let's do starting lineup. So friends, Dr. Electra
Oh,
says, I love
Breddington, you are
Right
so
on.
right. So, one of my daughters goes to school in Scranton, in college in Scranton, and you have to get like you have to plan your gas stops so that you get gas at the as close to the Ohio Pennsylvania border as you can, so you can get as far into the state as possible before you have to stop, because like they don't have. There are a few towns where they have like normal sort of get off the interstate, and there's a bunch of franchises like McDonald's and Taco Bell and all that kind of stuff. But the majority of them are you get off and there's like three houses and a generic gas station that might have a really old mobile sign up on top, but
Mhm.
that's the only signage or indication that it's associated with anything else. And they're scary to go into. And sometimes they don't even have card readers on the pumps, and you have to go in and pay. Yeah.
Yeah. Brett says, other than Harrisburg and State College, avoid the middle of Pennsylvania. Boy, do I feel that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. Sounds
And
like
the only bad thing about it is it's very pretty in parts of it.
yeah.
Um, it's just
It's like Brett said, it's the people, not the place. It's not.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, people still drive gas cars. Monet Champagne. Remember what the heck? Steven's just kidding. That's funny.
I would love to get an electric car. The market's not there yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that, Brett. Yeah, the state park's such and gorgeous. The people, oof.
Yeah, exactly.
I've heard the stories.
Oh, we went to I can't remember what it's called now, but we went to this park that was a place where there used to be this bridge for trains that was like a major thoroughfare when the trains were the main way to get freight across the country, and a tornado came through and ripped the whole thing apart. So they turned it into a park where you can walk out on part of the surviving part of the bridge where it's not where it's still structurally sound and everything, and look out at the wreckage still. And it was beautiful because it's in this big valley. You can look down the valley and look up, and just gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I said, you pull off at the wrong exit, and it's like,
Yeah, I would fear for my life actually if I did that. So let's make
right?
sure that never happens to our friend, our sandwich friend over here. Dr. Electro says electric doesn't work if you drive more than 50 miles a day. He was saying, or Dr. Electro was saying that it's a stopgap for hydrogen fuel, which sounds great.
Yeah, hydrogen fuel cells would be the ultimate, but
Yeah.
the technology for that isn't there yet. Hopefully, it will be coming.
It could be down the road. We'll see. I'm sure they're working on it. All right, I guess we can take care of that.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks for stopping, man.
Yeah, Bill, have a great rest of your night. So good to see you. Can we give Big Bill Hundo a shout out? He has an amazing, like, we were talking about country music a bit ago. Like, he's got that really good country voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
And his name is so like it's very fitting, Big Bill, because he's got that big country voice,
Yeah. Yeah. It lives up to the name. It's a big voice. Like, you don't.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have had a small voice, but he happens to not have one. It is quite big, as is his heart, which is really great. So it's good to see you, Big Bill Hundo. I hope you're well. Okay, so let's keep going. We got the starting lineup redeem, exclamation point lineup if you want to. Oh, Brad, have a great rest of your night. Do you want to jump into the lineup really quick before you go to bed? But either way, it's good to see you, Brett. Shout out to our good friend Brett. Big Brett, have a great rest of your night. Always good to see you, my friend. And follow our friend Brett. There's the link. Let us not forget that our good friend does stream a lot of cool things on Twitch. Yeah, for sure. Good seeing you too. I'm glad to hear you're doing all right out there, my friend. I'm glad you're tripping well too. So, I mentioned the Pretty Good Podcast Universe, or Pretty Good Universe Podcast. I'm trying to remember what it was. It's PG. It's PGUP, PGPU. Oh, Pretty Good Podcast. Yeah, Pretty Good Podcast. So yeah, check him out on all the platform on all the podcast platforms because Brett is got an indie studio show with his buddies, and that is out now on all the podcast things. So justice for Brett, absolutely, justice for Brett. So folks, let's go to starting lineup, exclamation point lineup. To get in the lineup, I'll read your name as if we were in a basketball game, and we'll do it. Here we go. Let's do it. Let's go. Here we go. Thank you, King. Thank you, CDUB. Peppercorn Lace, what's up? Peach, what's up?
The only thing good the Bulls ever did was this song.
Absolutely. And now the starting lineup for your Davy's eating a sandwich and CDUB guitar sandwich show chat. I love that, the rivalry lives. Joining us tonight, leading off our collab guest of the evening, representing the great college town of Madison, Wisconsin, the home of cows and great college parties, and the Wisconsin Badgers alongside cheese curds. Let's give it up for CDUB Guitar! I love it. Our good guitar streaming friend with new music to come, original music coming out soon on all the platforms. Next in our lineup, representing Austin, Texas, another great college town. He's tucked away grilled cheese corner. The king of the D, King Breaker. Spicy like an habanero, my friends. Give it up for King. By the way, King just had a great run at the grilled cheese hot dog contest this past last couple weekends ago. Next joining us in our lineup. Don't call this person salty. It's our friend Peppercorn Lace. And next in our lineup, I have to apologize to him for giving a terrible home run derby prediction because although Garcia didn't make it out of the first round, but representing the Great White North, come to Papa for our good. Wait, that doesn't sound right. But let's give it up for our good friend, representing the Great White North. Always a big fan of all things baseball, Toronto, and all the good things. How about our friend PJM? That's right, though. Lottie won. Lock your own Jr. How about it? Your boy. I love it. And next in our lineup, joining us, a big part of the Justin and Evelyn community, but also a great friend here at the Sandwich Show. Not my J-Man or their J-Man. Your J-Man. Good day indeed, my friend. Ladies, gentlemen, and non-binaries, put your books together for your Davy's eating a sandwich and CDUB guitar sandwich show chat. Yeah. Love the twerks. Let's go. Big props to that the gift creation tool.
Yeah, that was That was very good.
Brilliant job. Thank you everybody for entering our lineup. Let's play ball. Totally blames KT for that 100%. Oh, I'm sure of it. I'm sure Katie voice unmuted had something to do with it. I'm sure of it. I was gonna ask you a question about raids tonight. And I think one of the things that's been surprising from my point of view is like the kind of communities that have raided to here. I continues to be extremely shocked at some of these, and for all the best reasons possible. Like I was just so surprised to see certain channels get here that I just never would have visualized ever coming to Sandwich Show by way of the raid. So CDUB, like, who have been some of the most surprising raids? And it doesn't necessarily have to be like the biggest raids, but they wind up being anyway.
Sure.
But are there streamers you just never visualized ever coming to your channel, and then yet they did?
Yeah, so I think well, the first raid I ever got was from Mandy Prater. And
Wow.
that was amazing.
Yeah.
And really unexpected. And so, that still is one of my all-time, great raids into my channel. And I think I would say one of the other ones that just happened recently was Elsie Binks raided in, because they've been doing like a weekly rehearsal / request stream. And so they raided into me. And they're all awesome people. And, Aaron has a huge following. Jen is great. Even Johnny's streaming pretty regularly now. So that was just really cool because it's, like you said, not so much the numbers, but just like the fact that they'd think to raid me. And I would say another one that was sort of like that too was when the Mandevilles raided me.
Wow.
Because they're so awesome. And I love hanging out in their streams and, just watching Serena get drunk when they always make their drinks and, they have their cocktail of the stream or whatever. And
that's a very exciting, it's a very entertaining avenue. Keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so like when they raided in, it was just like super hype, right?
Yeah,
just like energy. So that was all so cool. So yeah, I think those are probably three of my big, like you said, not necessarily the biggest raids I've ever got, but definitely three of the most memorable ones.
Those are awesome. Those are awesome raids. Like I'm familiar with all these channels. Like it's really great. King, thank you for the starting lineup name, by the way. It's really great to catch you again tonight. King also has a question for you, CDUB. Here it is. If you could choose anywhere in the world, what would be your bucket list venue or city? I'll tell you what. I think I might have an idea of this. Let's see. Bucket list
I think
venue.
Davy will know this, but yeah, if I could choose to play anywhere in the world, I would choose to play at Red Rocks, Colorado. So I've been there twice. Both times I got a pretty much VIP treatment because my brother is good friends with the band Humphreys McGee, and they were playing there. But it's just an amazing venue. And the fact that it's such a natural setting, like it's not a man-made amphitheater, really. It's partially, there are certainly things that were done to it, but the big part of the amphitheater, just these two huge rock walls that are behind you that almost look like they were meant to be the back end of a big amphitheater. And so it's just amazing. And then behind the stage, there's another huge rock that actually goes down under the stage and is the back wall of the backstage area. And so that's really cool. And so, yeah, I think that would be my number one venue for sure.
It's a breathtaking venue. All like just to see that is really great. I haven't even been, and you're really. I'm so happy for you that you got to see that in person. I have not, but I intend to. I think it's only a matter of time. Like I think I'll make it happen.
Steamy, I think there are a couple videos on my Instagram. There are definitely a bunch of pictures on my Insta.
Cool. Oh, okay. You have pictures?
Yeah, I have
think I
pictures
saw
up on my
one.
Insta from when I was there.
That's cool. No, yeah. King, thank you for the question. Like, it's always a fun.
Yeah, that's a great question, King.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I actually would love to hear King's answer to that question. Like, I'm presuming you have like you play bass or guitar or something like that. If you
Right.
could perform at a venue, where would you want to play? I've never really thought of that. Like, how would King respond to that question?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an interesting question.
I think one for me would be like Radio City Music Hall, just
Oh,
because
sure.
how huge it is. Like what would that? But it's huge, but it's indoors. Like I'm curious as to what the dynamics of that would be like. Like
Right.
um, that's one for me. After that,
Carnegie, yep, that's another good one.
Carnegie would be a good call too. That's good, King. That's a good one, King. Yeah, I like it. CDUB Road or Red Rocks tour. Let's fucking go. Yeah, let's go. I'm with it. I'm in it. You know. Shoot, I was just trying to book like a little venue, like for like a
Right.
thing, and just even that feels like an accomplishment. So to be able to play
Oh, for sure.
at Red Rocks or Carnegie Hall would be unreal. Like, it'd be so good.
Yeah. Oh, I can't even imagine what that would be
Yeah.
like. I mean, it'd be awesome. Another one,
Mm-hmm.
Ryman Hall, a Ryman Auditorium. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but the Ryman in Nashville.
Oh.
So it's
Ah.
the place. It's got a really cool story. It was originally a church. It was the birthplace of the Grand Ole Opry,
Nice.
and then the Opry moved out to a bigger, location out of town. Um, it's a fairly intimate hall still, and it's got awesome acoustics. I've never actually seen a live show there, but we did the tour when we were down there, and just really cool. So that would be another one that would be more of a like just cool to play as opposed to like Red Rocks. It's like if you're playing Red Rocks, you're a pretty big deal. I feel like
Yeah. Yeah.
so there'd be that extra incentive, like you're big enough to play Red Rocks.
Mhm.
And to us, any of these, you have to be like a nationally touring act. But yeah, the Ryman would definitely be a cool.
That's
a
cool.
one to do.
I could go down there. There are probably like 10 venues like that. I could.
Oh, right,
up,
right,
You
right,
know, like
yeah,
in LA, I think it would be the Troubadour, and it's not the biggest venue at all. Like it's just the history of it is amazing, though.
right,
I would love
right.
to just try.
Well, like in New York, CBGB's,
Yeah,
Like
CBGB's was awesome. Yeah.
yeah,
Um. Oh, that speaks to my heart personally. Like CBGB's was at the forefront of the punk movement in the mid
Yep.
'70s. Like I will
Yep.
always have like special feelings to that place. Dr. Electro, have a great rest of your night. Thank you so much for hanging out again. Feel free to come back anytime. So good to see you again, Dr. Electro. I hope your
Peace,
work day
Dr.
goes well.
Electro.
It's good to see you, my friend.
Don't work too hard.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's great advice. Great advice. Worst thing you could do is just break your back working too hard, and then all you get is a broken back. You're not
Right?
getting, you know.
Not even a gold watch anymore.
That's true. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like,
Oh yeah, Whiskey a Go Go would be another good one.
yeah, Whiskey's definitely would have been like the next one. Like that would have been.
Yep.
Yeah, Whiskey's.
But like you said, there's so many of those like sort of smaller venues where they have the history more than anything else,
Yeah.
or as much as anything else.
I just want to go to Whiskey to see a show. Like,
Right? Yeah.
I haven't even done that yet, and I live here. I'm gonna make that happen. I mean, I think I will. I don't want to see an expensive act. That's the thing. I just want to see like a cheap act, like like maybe a
Right.
$20 thing at the Whiskey.
Yeah, like so there was a place in Madison that was kind of like that
Mhm.
back in the day, and like Metallica played there, U2 played there, Nirvana, I want to say Pearl Jam maybe, like all these bands before they really made it big, and it'd be really cool to find a band like that is gonna be big and is really good and has some great music, but nobody's really found them yet, and you just are in this small little venue, and you get to see them. That'd be really Really cool.
Yeah, King's comment. Davy's eating a sandwich on the Sunset Strip. 100%.
There you go.
Yeah. And I had a comment in the chat which might not be suitable for stream, so I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
Hello.
Oh boy. Okay. Uh, Steamer says Hollywood Bowl. There's definitely a lot of that lot of cachet that comes with that.
Falls off the bed laughing.
It's a comment I'm not gonna get to say all the time. Like I think we
Right?
have the crowd that allows that comment
It's important to
tonight.
take advantage of it when you can. Right? I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Sunset Strip. No, let's stop. You're right. This is only gonna get worse if we keep talking.
It's only gonna go downhill.
Okay. But Steven says Hollywood Bowl, which again, a lot of cachet with Hollywood Bowl. It's huge though. That's the thing. It's like I'm
Right.
I'm not sure. I think I'd rather go to the Greek Theater, in terms of performing. Like watching a show. Actually, it's kind of the same thing. I think the Greek Theater I get more out of that. But the Hollywood Bowl is a really amazing venue. Like it's kind of it's a miracle, isn't it? Like, did you know that 20,000 people can watch a show at the Hollywood Bowl?
Wow, I didn't know.
Isn't that amazing? It just
That's
gives
a lot.
that just goes to show you the acoustics of that venue, that you can
Right.
hear music, like like 2 football fields away from the stage.
Yeah. Well, that's why. That's like as far as like that style of venue, like Wembley would be awesome. The shows they can put on there.
Yeah.
I think when the Foo Fighters played there, they had like 80,000 people.
Mhm.
So being able to do something like that would be like a different level
Absolutely.
off the charts.
I have a story for you, Steven, about the Hollywood Bowl. I remember going to a jazz show. It was like 2013. It was not a big jazz show. It was just like a little jazz show. It was Boz Scaggs, specifically. So, now this at that point in Boz Scaggs' life, Boz Scaggs is not really in his prime or anywhere near his prime, but the entirety of the bill was a good bill. Like it was a solid show. But what I remember is that I sat on the bench at the back, literally in the back. It wasn't very expensive at all. It was like $20 or less. So I sat on the bench at the very back of the seating area, all the way at the back. And I could hear the music as if I was in it. And I don't know the speakers, but even with the speakers, like, you feel like you're in.
Well, that has to, there's a very, that's an art. Getting that to sound good when you're that far away is really an art. And I have mad respect for the sound engineers that do that work and make that sound good, because it is hard, because you have to delay it some, but it still needs to not conflict with the main sounds coming out right on stage, because eventually those are going to get to you too. And it's just it's a difficult, very difficult science, and huge props to the people who make that all work.
Absolutely. So before I get canceled, I got one more question for you, CDUB. Steven Friend with a question: are there any causes or charities that personally move you? If any, how can we support them?
Oh, that's a great question, Stevie. Well, I think number one is probably the American Heart Association, because my dad's side of my family has very strong family history of heart disease and heart issues. My dad was one of 8 kids, and all of them, over the course of their life, had some sort of cardiac event, whether they had a stent put in, they had a heart attack, they had bypass surgery, sometimes multiple things like that. And so any money and research that can go into making heart health better is something that's important to me. I think also the mental health community. I've certainly had some mental health challenges over the course of my life. I have a brother who has had some significant mental health challenges in his life. And so I really support any charities that provide access, that try to lower the stigma of getting help when you're in a mental health crisis. Um, and then finally, I would say the one I just got done with here at the end of June, the supporting the LGBTQ plus community, um, partially because it's personal to me. I have family that are members, but I also have team. A lot of the Fever to Tell team identifies as part of that group, and it's just especially the last couple years, has just been agonizing to watch how people get villainized just for being who they are, and that really makes me angry. And so I am a huge supporter in any way I can be for that community, including charity and just, you know, not to sound cliche, but just trying to be an ally.
I couldn't have said it any better. Like it's
But
it's,
that was an awesome question, Steamy. Thank you.
thank you, Steven. Like it's really kind. And yeah, I love to hear it too. Peppercorn Lace. It's only to me. It's only fair. I just think people don't get it. Like it's
Oh yeah.
like
Well, and it's that's what I think is so frustrating to me, is because there's no reason. Why would you not want to let someone live a life that would make them happy? Like what justifies you saying that you can't be happy because I follow a book that was written 3,000 years ago?
which
You know,
by the
it
way,
doesn't make sense.
doesn't
And
get
that's not even what the religion actually teaches.
exactly.
If you really want to get into it, it's not. I'm not trying to bash religion by saying that. It's the people that have attached this hatred
Yeah.
to religion to somehow make them feel better about it.
Yep. Goodness, yeah, exactly right. And
All
this,
right, sorry, I'm riled up now.
no, listen, this is good. That's good. It's all right. It's all right. Listen, this, and I think the hypocrisy of like attaching yourself to this religion that also says you can't cheat on your partner, you can't kill,
right.
and you do all that shit. So like, what's up with that? Anyway.
Absolutely.
Anyway. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I appreciate you speaking out on that. Like that's, I got a little crazy, but it's true though. Like it's just fair is fair, love is love. Like come on, it's just not.
Yes, love is love.
I get mad too. Just if it's any aid, I share that, and that's it. That's all it's about. Thank you, Steven, for the question. Amazing question, by the way. And Peppercorn, we're glad to feel that you appreciate that too. You're very kind to.
Peppercorn.
It's not the easiest thing in the world to speak out about something like that too. So just I thank you for that as well.
Yeah.
So we've reached the Smile says good stuff. You guys got to sign up, get some sleep. It was good hanging out. Well, absolutely. And back at you, Smile. It's great to see you. I love your stories about baseball. It's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, Smiles.
Yeah. Thank you all of you for joining us in the chat, and so I hope you all have a good time. See about what's coming up in your near future as far as your music and your streaming.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So, like I was saying earlier, I'm in the process of recording my first original. So I hope to get that out in September sometime, and then I'm going to. I want to follow that up with the other two originals I've written and get all three of them out there on all the various platforms, so that people can listen to them, and I can sort of promote that a little bit. And then as far as the stream goes, I've got a hiatus coming up starting next week. I'm going to be taking a 2.5-week vacation. And so I'm going to have 3 weeks where I won't be streaming and really won't have internet access very much. So I will pretty much be offline. But then when I get back, I really want to refocus my energy on on streaming consistently and get back to my schedule because 2023 has really been a challenge for that. And I feel like it's hard for my community to right now to kind of know when I'm going to stream and what's going on. So I want to get back to having a nice set schedule and really just have some epic streams for the second half of 23. And then I think, one of the things I'm starting to think about, and I think we'll be looking more into during TwitchCon, is doing some collabs, doing some collaborations with some other musicians.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it's original stuff or co-streaming or whatever the case may be. But really tap into my team and try to make some magic happen.
That sounds like a great, exciting future. I mean, your crew sounds like fun too. And
oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
And I'm sure my first stream back, I'll have a long segment. It might be the most of the stream where I talk about it and show off pictures and stuff. So I'll be promoting that, once I get back
Cool.
on land and have internet.
For sure. Wait, where's your cruise taking off from though? I don't like where's
So
the
we're-
port?
Yeah, we're flying into St. Martin.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Cool.
And we'll be going around the islands that are sort of near St. Martin.
Okay.
We'll be stopping in Antigua for a day where they'll actually do a resupply of our boat about halfway through. And then we'll do the same thing where we'll just travel to some of the islands in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are big that are, like populated, and some of them are literally deserted desert islands, or just deserted islands.
Question from Jamie: when do you get back?
Yeah, so I'll be back August 6th. I'll be back in the States, and then I'm targeting the 8th as my first stream back.
Cool.
I believe that's correct.
That's your birthday,
have a
Jamie?
calendar.
Oh my goodness, we gotta do a birthday stream for Jamie. Let's go to birthday.
I know. I've been so.
Let's do
It's
it.
been. This will be 3 years in a row I'm not available on Jamie's actual birthday to do a
Aw.
stream.
Jamie, I got your back though. Like anything you want me to eat on your birthday, like anything. Like it can be multiple things. Message me, like I'll eat all of them for your birthday.
All the things.
True story. Like I will gladly, and I'll have a cake too. LMK. So yeah, Jamie, thank you.
But will it be a cake that tastes like what was that one? That wasn't
Vomit?
the bandage one.
No, the dirty bandage, vomit. Oh no, dirty dishwater. Is that what
Dirty
you're thinking?
dishwater,
Yeah.
yeah. So you'll make yourself a
We'll
dirty dishwater
find-
cake.
We will find out, folks. We will find out. So yeah. Anyway, thank you, CDUB. This has been sublime. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight.
Yeah, I always have a great time on your channel, man.
Thank
Whether
you.
I'm in the chat or up here on the stage.
I dig it. Yeah. I hope we can meet again soon. Probably in October.
Well, you're gonna be there.
I love it. Yeah,
I got a feeling.
I got a feeling too. I'm already like my
Better
foot's
knock
in
it
the
out.
door. I'm pretty sure I'll be there. Yeah, but
Yeah.
have a good one, Peppercorn Lace. Thank you so much for hanging out.
Corn
with us
Lace,
tonight.
it was great to
See
meet
ya.
you. Thank you for hanging out.
Yeah, always great to see you. I can't stress enough how much the community here and CDUB too. Like the CDUB community is very much a part of this. Like, thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight. Really great to see you all. I do want to remind everybody, as we run credits, let me just get the credits going. That we have a pizza stream on Friday. So you ever have you remember pizza parties when you were in school? Like
Oh yeah,
we're gonna have a pizza party.
yeah. Like you'd make an accomplishment of some sort
Absolutely.
as a class, and you'd get rewarded with
Yep.
a pizza.
Got
party.
it.
Yeah.
Those parties are dope. There they come. There come the credits. Thank you so much, Brad. Thank you for the cheers.
Did you ever participate in Book It?
Yeah, absolutely. Had those little tiny.
The little,
Huts.
yeah, the little personal, yeah.
JD says I'm eating a glittery mess. I sure am. We'll have to see. We'll see how it goes. It might look interesting on stream. So, my birthday is Sunday. Gross. Ah, dang. Oh well. Well, we can make it happen on a Sunday, I think. Yeah, we'll keep you up. We'll keep you up to date, everybody, on that. But thank you again, everyone. A lot of fun tonight. So now that the age old question, where do we raid?
Right? I was
Oh,
just bringing up the tab to take a look at who's on.
who would be a CW place to raid? Let me know. Let me know what's on your mind. I'll see if it's. I'll look into it too. But I'm gladly
Yeah.
taking your
Well,
suggestions.
so we've got, I guess in my wheelhouse right now, oh, the Neokaleliums is on.
Okay.
I haven't seen them in a while.
Mhm.
They're just chatting. They're not doing music
Oh, they're
right
chatting.
now.
Okay.
KR's on.
Oh yeah, our buddy KR. Cool.
Andrew Core. So I don't know if you know Andrew.
I do know. I met him. Like we
you
met
did?
him. We both met him. Like we were at Twitch, over at TwitchCon, right? Like we met him last October.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes.
Yeah. So he went
He's
on.
an awesome guy.
Yeah. 100%.
And an epic drummer.
Yeah.
If you like that.
With epic.
So he's
sauce.
on right now.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, let's do it. I haven't been there in a minute. Like he's very fun. Let's do it.
All right. Cool.
Lime, thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight too. It's good to see you. Thank you for all of you who did the lurks tonight. Like I really want to thank you for hanging out. Like, you know, I don't take for granted like the community here. So thank you so much, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow. So we have Friday the pizza stream. Tuesday we'll just hang out. We'll chat and we can do music too. So like, come on back on Tuesday night. It'll be a late stream. We'll be here at 11 tomorrow night. And then Cedub mentioned with his schedule coming up too. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
cdubguitar.
Wow. That was epic.
Wait a minute, is that you?
That was not me.
Well, whoever that was, thank you for the $10 dono. Thank you so much. Like that's extremely kind. That puts us up to 18 for the month. Yeah, pump it up. Thank you for the $10. That's all. You really, that's extremely kind of you. Thank you so much for the tip. Whoever that was. Like, thank you so much for CTAR ATAR. Let me go back and figure out that name again just to get it right. It was cdubguitar. Well, thank you, cdubguitar. You're very, very kind. Thank you so much.
My evil twin.
Yeah, there you go. Like car for Kit, you know. Anyway, thanks again. If you missed any part of this, everybody, you can catch our VOD right here on Twitch, or you can catch it on YouTube tomorrow. And as mentioned, you can follow CDUB. Here's exclamation point guest, and you can find out where to find CDUB, but you can click on CDUB's name in the title too and follow our friend CDUB that way. We thank you so much for hanging out tonight.
Yeah. Thanks again for having me. Like I said, I always have a great time, and I
Thank
really
you, C-Dub.
appreciate it.
And it'd be great to hang out with you again sometime down the road. I'll let you know when we have another shot at it.
All right.
Enjoy your cruise. It sounds like so much fun.
Yes. Thank you. I will.
Awesome.
I hope to come back tan and happy.
Cool. Yeah. And I'm with you, Seaman. I'm looking forward to your single 2 as well. Hopefully, like it.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I can already feel. It's it connects with people. I feel good about you. Yeah. So let's get the raid called in the chat, Jamie. Let's bork shit up tonight. Let's do it. So we'll start the raid. Oh, he's in a BRB. That's okay. We can do it while
He's
we're.
a BRB
We
right
can do it while we're
now,
on BRB. That'd be fine. So we'll start the raid. Just waiting for the raid calls to pop up in the chat. Rado. Oh no, raid. Oh, there you go. Rado. Woo. Thank you, Jamie. Very kind. That's just a mod love for Jamie, everybody. Mod love in the chat. Jamie's awesome tonight. Thank you, Jamie, for hanging out with us. Appreciate it. The trolls were fun too. I type slow. No, it's all right. It's all right. I keep forgetting that there's this big. I hate you both.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fine. I accept that.
We're both like, yeah, that was deserved.
Yeah, we deserve it. But take care. Oh, King too. King mod love for King too as well, everyone. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Yeah. Hanging out. Let's hang out with our Andrew Corp. CDUB's right. This guy is wicked good. Like, check out this channel. Make sure to give Andrew Corp a follow when you get over there. It's good stuff. But thanks to mod love. Y'all have a great night. We're back tomorrow night. Hope you can join us for chatting and music. Bye, everyone. Thank you, CDUB. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, chat. I will hopefully see you guys soon.
Yeah. We'll see ya. Let's go hang out with Andrew Corp, everybody. Catch you soon. Bye, everyone.
Go bang some drums.
Oh, I love it. Banging drum sounds like a fun time. Thank you, Steven. All right, bye, everyone.